We're not.
I've got time to eat an apple.
No, it's going to go live in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, live.
That's better.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Benjamin.
How the devil are we?
3 hellos.
Yeah, we're rock and rolling, guys. We are live. Welcome, Facebook. Just a quick one. We had a few small little technical issues with cameras and audio settings and so on and so forth. We always say we'll start it at a certain time and it runs a little bit late, but that's just blame the technician, and I'm not one, so that's your answer to that. So here we are, Ben and Grem show. We are kicking off with another. We call it episode. I don't know if we should really even call it that. Actually, it's not very good, is it? But it's lockdown. It's fun. It's what we can do. It's what we need to do. Keep busy. We've got Grem back. Hello, Grem. We've also got.
Hello, everybody.
We've got Matt Turvey. Matt Turvey's with us as well. Good friend of mine, and Graham as well.
How are we doing?
Some new friends in this. So we'll kick off with what should we kick off with? There is something we wanted to discuss, wasn't there? So we'll talk lockdown, shall we? Firstly, so we'll talk about lockdown. We know now it's 3 weeks, guys. We've got another 3 weeks of this stuff. How are we all coping?
Fine.
Well, yeah.
Still
Who's
walking.
going first, me or Matt?
You can go.
Go on, then, Graham. You first.
I've started to get a little bit bored, basically. But yeah, it's not been nice for me recently. The last couple of days, I just want to get out and go places, and I just can't do it. So.
What about you, Matt? Same applies, I suppose, eh?
Oh, no, I've been out, mate.
Good on you. You've been working, haven't you, I think, probably?
No. Well, I was a couple of days, but it's changed.
Right.
So, I'm with you guys now.
Yeah, I mean, it is a case of, isn't it? Can't go out, can't do certain things. Obviously, we're making the best of it. You know, we're going out and we're doing our little essential shopping and so on and so forth. But
yeah, I don't know what it's like in Dover, Ben. What's it like when you go out in Dover? There's loads of people out.
there is a few of us out. Yeah, I say few. Obviously, for doing the same thing, you know, like shopping, you know, like Asda and Morrison's and that sort of thing. People are out queuing and doing the thing that they've got to do to get in and get their bits and pieces. But it's not busy as such. You know, if you take a drive somewhere, I don't know, if you're in the car and you're coming back from, say, the supermarket, the roads are clear. Everything's clear. You get the odd car or two coming past, but that's about it. You know, it's weird. It is still a weird scenario to be in right now. What about you, Graham? I mean, you know, what have you been up to? Walking the dog, having fun?
I've been walking my mum's pooch. Yes. Work night shifts. So, and I do the little bits of shopping, small shopping trips, and have to join the queue. I was in Aldi's queue the other day. I think it was Monday. Nearly 37 minutes, or I think it was around about that time. In a queue.
37 minutes.
But we're British. We are British people, aren't we? We're British. We don't mind queuing.
No, true. Just a quick shout out then. So we started the stream, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and being bored with us. We've got Emma Newman. Hi, Emma. Nice to see you. We've got one from Matt as well. Matt Turvey. Who we got here? Actually, let me just have a look. Mark Collingworth.
Yeah, Mark. Good man.
Yeah. He says hello. Who else we got? We've got John Heathcote. Hello, John. Nice to see you watching. Vicky Lee's watching. Nice to see you too. Matt Austin. Great stuff. Elfie Turvey. Is that relation? Nice.
Brother. Sister.
Brother.
No,
Sister. Cool. We've got Hugo. Hello, Hugo. Nice to see you. Chris McGraw. Yeah, we've got a nice little cluster of people here. We've got Ross. Nice to see you. Yeah, Chris McGraw. Nice. Macy Johnson. Cool. Oliver Kent. Nice. Jack Kinnan. We are doing all right, ladies and gents and folks, and then just me. So, yeah, we're doing all right. Yeah, we're doing great. So, what was I going to say? Matt, so you've been working. That's great. Obviously, you're not now, like me and a few of us, we're not struggling with the lockdown, but doing our bit. So, what have we got planned? I mean, there is nothing to plan at the moment, is there? You know, tomorrow. I mean, what's tomorrow going to set for you? What's happening?
Well, I might go for a walk tomorrow with my boys.
Yeah, sounds good.
Along the old leaves.
Interesting. Graham?
Me, but whatever the day throws for me to do. It's the same basically. It's just dog walking, or maybe lining in a queue, joining the queue somewhere. I'm going to be in a queue somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, have you found anything change though? You know, the whole standing in a queue. I mean, I don't know if you've done it too many times recently, but I mean, from one day to the next, are things changing for you? You know, like the way that you have to queue or any certain directions of which you have to take that's slightly changed from the previous time you went? I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I suppose so. I mean, I'm becoming less tolerant now with some people because they're not keeping to the 2 meters distance, and especially if I'm down there with my youngest, I get her to stand in front of me now.
Yeah.
Because some people just should have gone to Specsavers. I don't know.
Oi.
But it weren't you, Matt. It weren't you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody's, I think, still even now adapting, aren't they, to the changes upon how we've got to conduct ourselves in this time of the lockdown. You know, and it is different. You know, normally you don't get instructed on how to queue for supermarkets. You know what I mean? You just walk straight in and do what you need to do. There's no rules. You know, you just go about your life. So it is a bit strange, and we all have to sort of try and adapt to this new way of life. Do you think that it's going to be something that we're going to see beyond the lockdown? So when we get back to normal after 3 weeks, do you think we'll be seeing more of this, you know, in certain ways, in certain things that we do, you know, like, I don't know, do you think people are going to be so interested in wanting to wash their hands so regularly, do you think, or do you think we'll go back to how we were before?
Personally, I think that people will behave differently. They may not wash their hands as often, but I think that it will be more than what they have ever done before they've had to.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could say it's educated us a little bit, hasn't it? What do you think? What did we get talking about in the last show before we wrapped it up? So we were talking about, what were we talking about now? Because there was a few things we were talking about, weren't there? We were talking about lockdown. We talked about the news, didn't we? General politics and so on. Obviously, we don't want to bore too many people with that if we don't have to.
No, thank you.
No. What else we talk about? We'll just try and revert back. I mean, let's have a look at what people are talking about here. We don't want to go too dry on you.
What come first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah, that was one of the conversations.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, there is always a way. Well done, Matt. Actually, great. Because there's always one way that we could have a look into this ourselves, you know. So we've all decided amongst ourselves, haven't we, previously, that it is the chicken. I think it was fair to say, wasn't it? I think I said the egg, but I've got no background for that. But we could also ask Alexa, what do you think?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you think she's going to know?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what she said. Alexa, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Dinosaur eggs were around for ages before chickens, so I've got to go with the egg. But wait, birds evolved from a group of meat-eating dinosaurs called theropods. So where does that lead? Good grief. There are some questions that are too difficult.
Well, there's your answer there then, guys. So we'll say the egg then, shall we? Or no, did we say chicken? I don't know. We said chicken, didn't we?
No, egg.
Was it the egg? Oh, so it is the egg. Well, according to the robot, I don't know. Maybe not.
It's got to be the chicken, hasn't it? It's got to have evolved from something that's turned into a chicken.
Well, she said dinosaurs, didn't she? What do you think?
Well, it's got to be somewhere along dinosaur track, surely.
Yeah, I suppose it has. Yeah, it has, hasn't it? That's interesting. Well, there you go then. There's the answer. I don't know why we didn't do that before, to be honest. We could have done that before, couldn't we? You don't need Google. You just need Alexa for this, don't you? Just before the stream started, ladies and gents, we had a sort of bit of a background song or two coming on. 5:30 till 6. Obviously, we run a little bit late by a few minutes, but the music, it said within the comments, the music is the son of Matt Turvey. He's got his own SoundCloud account, which is fantastic. A load of his stuff he's compiling, and so you got to hear a bit of that stuff as well, which was really, really good. And we thought we'd just put it out for you, save you watching a blank screen. Again, some probably find that interesting, watching blank screens over this, but no, I would imagine that you would be equally interested in this too. So anyway, just a little shout out to done, and he's 11 years old, Matt, isn't he? I mean, that's amazing to do that stuff at 11 years old.
He writes all the songs himself. He does all the editing, and then he'll put it onto SoundCloud.
See,
he does it all himself.
So it sounds pretty professional, actually. A lot of the sound does sound pretty good. So has he got a studio he goes to, or does it all from home?
Does it all from home on his laptop and his phone.
Wow.
Wow, that's good.
And he's 11 years old, everyone. I mean, 11 years old and doing stuff like that. I mean, we've heard some music from certain people, haven't we, Matt? In our, 2 years have we known each other now? And we have to say some of them aren't so good. Not mention no names. And some are fairly good. And of course, but 11 years old. 11 years old. I mean, he's going somewhere, really, definitely.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, good on him. And
he seems to want it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, good on him. And so, yeah, thank him a lot for allowing us to use that music material to start the show. I think that's really, really good. You know, we'd have to have got permission, obviously. So, but really impressed, really pleased. And Graham, just talking about children here, I mean, your daughter, she's come on really well, hasn't she, over the years? Like, I mean, I've seen her recently in her videos, and she's like very mature, you know, and a lot more mature than when I say before. I knew her before, like, you know, obviously she was young, but she's really picking up her dad's traits. You know what I mean? She's well behaved, and she did a really good job with the stream, didn't she?
Yeah, she's becoming a little madam. She does have a slight well, I'm going to say temper. She can be. I don't know why that is. She doesn't get it from me, and that's for certain. Not me.
No. You want to be careful what you're going to say next, Graham.
No. Well, it's not me. It can only be one other person, but I'm not mentioning names.
Probably not a good idea. So, yeah, just another quick shout out before we continue on. We've got Andy White. Nice to see you, Andy. Colin Blackman. Nice to see you again. And Valerie Gillett. Nice to see you. Emma Francis. Good stuff. We're getting a few people coming in. So really, what do we want to talk about? I mean, it's a bit quiet on the chat at the minute. Obviously, if you want us to talk about any particular subject, throw a comment in the comment box and we'll pick up from there. Andy Parker, nice to see you too. What are we going to discuss? Can't believe, though, let's talk about this for a second, right? I can't believe that we've gone into a lockdown and the weather changes. How nice has it been out there? I mean,
yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it has. I'm a bit worried actually, but come the summertime, if there's still like a semi sort of lockdown and we're not able to go to certain places, it's going to be awful because the last 3 or 4 years the weather's been rubbish on the summer holidays from school.
Yeah.
It's not been that great. I mean, I can remember last year there was a lot of rain throughout the majority of August. And the year before the weather was real bad. I don't know if anyone else feels the same.
Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose you could say that, but also you could say as well, you know, taking bank holidays about how 9 times out of 10 it always seems that it's raining on a bank holiday, isn't it? You know, whether you're at work or whether you're not at work, you know. And how it's like a trait, isn't it? It's a constant thing. But I have to say, the recent bank holiday has been quite nice, isn't it?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Dave Young, nice. Yeah, Dave's just come on as well. Nice to see you, Dave Young. Hope you're okay, mate. And keeping busy, that's the main thing. So yeah, Matt. So we've got Matt on the show. This is great. We had a bit of a laugh and a joke last time around. We had a few people come on. That was great. And we just talked about various different things. Obviously, there is no limits to this craziness. Obviously, there are some serious elements that we might get to discuss, but there's also some silly stuff as well. But no matter how silly something is, we've always got to remember that silly to one person could be genius to another. You know what I mean? Because not everybody knows everything, right? So there is going to always be something that somebody doesn't know about, something or anything. You know, so it's perfect, isn't it? What do you reckon, Graham? You know what I'm on about, don't you? I mean, you're full of great information, you are, Graham. I mean, nothing that comes out of your mouth is boring. I mean, you know what I mean? Matt, you got to be honest. When we watched him last time round, wasn't he? He had a lot of stuff coming through, didn't he?
Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I'd say so. Even Alexa says that as well, actually. She's giving you a few rounds of applause. I think it's important that we do that. I think you need to give yourself a certain clap or two when it's justified. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's been happening then? So are you Are you looking forward to going back to normal, like 3 weeks' time? I mean, do you think it's going to be longer than 3 weeks?
I think it'd be a slow increase back to normal.
So it could be more than 3 weeks, do you reckon? I mean, they're saying 3 weeks, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, see that we haven't even hit. Have we hit the peak yet? I don't even think we've hit the peak yet, have we?
Well, they're saying we're beginning to hit the peak and it's flattening, but you look at the amount of deaths every day.
Yeah.
Which is really appalling. I just don't know.
Still
yeah,
growing,
I mean, with the deaths, there's sort of there's like a 2 week delay, isn't it? So the reason why we get these little upshoots of like because I think the most recent one was it about 600 and something that added on.
Not sure.
I'm not sure what it is for today. I haven't watched the live feed from Downing Street today.
Well, the thing is, I chipped into it a little bit earlier, but there does seem to be some mixed messages. I mean, certainly, it depends on who you take as gospel, really. But obviously, with all different countries doing all different things in this time, the UK government is not, I wouldn't say necessarily backtracking, but they are sort of, identifying that maybe certain things aren't working as well as they should be. You know what I mean? They've talked about the PPE, haven't they? And about whether they think that whether it's actually justified that it's doing what it's set to do, Obviously, people are saying, no, actually, we need to keep wearing this stuff because it is to protect us. It's got to be better than not having it. But obviously, with the fact that there's rationing of PPE, they're talking about, is it actually that necessary? So do you think that's a way of trying to avoid the fact that, well, look, there's not enough? Do you know what I mean? So if we say that we don't necessarily need to wear it because it's not maybe as good as we thought it was, that somehow then that's going to be a way out. Do you know what I mean? For them. What do you think?
I mean, I think basically maybe they should have said that it is advisable where you can wear some form of mask if you are going out.
Uh-huh.
If it's advisable for you to do so. I think mainly reason why I say it is because maybe for the mental health of people. Maybe that's the reason why Germany, for example, have gone down that route, saying that all their residents must wear a mask, is to possibly safeguard them from, I don't know, from I can't find the right word, guys. It's just to help. It's just to help themselves, mentally.
Yeah. Makes sense. Well, we got to be told something, haven't we? And the government have got to lead. So I suppose we need to have some sort of information to go on, haven't we? And we're all sort of new to this, regardless of whether we've had diseases in the past. Even with this one in particular, it's a new type of disease, but we can still learn a lot from what we knew before. You know what I mean? So I think things are going to forever change, and of course, other governments are going to do things somewhat differently. I think that's evident. Iceland are doing things differently as well with the way that they cope with the lockdown. They're locking down as well, but they're not maybe doing it so severely as us, or if you like, Spain and Italy, which is strange because ultimately, regardless of where you are, it's still going to be dangerous, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's still going to be, sadly, deaths. And so, you'd think that there would just be one piece of information that everybody would comply with. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. You'd think we'd have gone one step ahead of Spain and Italy and shut down a little bit earlier.
Yeah, makes more sense, doesn't it?
I agree with that as well, Matt. Maybe the schools and the schools should have been shut a couple of weeks earlier than they were. Yeah, definitely. I think it's always best to go ahead a little bit further with protecting the public. It's always best to add a couple of weeks on to whatever they were wanting to do or wishing to do from advice. So whatever the medical advice that the government's getting at that point, they said that in 3 weeks you need to do this, Prime Minister. So personally, I'd probably, if I was in that situation, would do it immediately. Get in there early, get in there a couple of weeks early.
That's it.
Yeah, what we know as well, Graham, and Matt, is that the World Health Organization, they've had funding pulled by the Americans, haven't they? Regardless of whether that was necessarily the right thing to do or not. We know that there's some certainly some thoughts that information wasn't coming out of them quite so readily as it should have been. And the UK are looking into it, aren't they, about what they particularly do with the World Health Organization. And so I wonder where that takes us. But we need something, don't we? If we haven't got the World Health Organization, who have we got? Because we need a organization of some form, don't we, to monitor this stuff, you know? So even if there needs to be radical change in the way that it operates, regardless, there needs to be something there to mitigate a problem, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think probably once this is all coming to a stage where they're able to address these other organisations like the World Health, I think that there's going to be a lot of revamps going on.
Yeah.
I don't think that they will probably be functioning the same as they have been. I think there's going to be a lot more for them to have to contend with to prove themselves, because they seem to, I mean, to me personally, I think that they possibly have withheld certain information from China, and I think that's probably more so on a political point for that organisation, and it shouldn't have been. It should. The whole point of the World Health Organization is to protect us, everyone.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Not China, and just one specific country or one specific set of people. It's everybody.
There needs to be a G8 summit, doesn't there, or some sort of form of a get-together with all nations to come together and actually discuss this matter, don't they? I mean, it can't be, don't they? It can't be necessarily just one or two nations doing what they want to do necessarily. I think a group of us collectively need to get together and actually come to countries and ambassadors and so on, come together, have a chat about it, and then say what they think is best going forward with what they know already. Do you know what I mean? I think that needs to be done, and I'm sure it will do after the investigation takes place. You know, when of course I'm sure there will be some form of public inquiry when all this is over. I think that's inevitable, you know. But we shall see. We have Nicky McNeil. Yeah, we have Kelvin Rogers and Andy Parker. Andy Parker says NWO or WHO. Go on then. I should know this one. NWO. What's that, guys?
New World Order. It's on about wrestling, mate.
Yeah. I think he is. New World Order. Well, it could. See, that's a conspiracy in itself, isn't it? And actually, that's a good point there, Andy, because people have said this, haven't they? Have you heard anything about this, Matt? You know, we've heard, people talking about how they're going to see a radical change in the way we do politics and how we are to go about our daily lives and how much freedom we have or not so much that we have. I mean, do you believe any of this stuff?
Who's talking to me?
Anyway, what do you think? What do you guys think? I mean, do you believe any of this stuff? Even the viewers, do they believe it?
I weren't listening, Ben.
No. It's easy to switch off, mate. And Andy Parker says, what a world government. A world government. Well, actually, Andy, I think we are falling into politics here, and I don't want to, but he says about a world government. That's kind of what the European Union were in a way. And it didn't really, as far as many were concerned, work. But then no, maybe similarly to NATO, because that's their job is to, isn't it, collectively come up with things that will suit other nations. Unless
they bring it all under one roof. And,
all under one roof.
For example, it would just be NATO.
Yeah.
But they will have that they will be involved in. It will be their responsibility to do with the World Health.
Yeah, he was on about the. I got you. He was actually saying he was on about the political NWO. So yeah, New World Order. I think that's exactly what Matt was right in that. I don't think. Well, I don't know. It's strange. We've never seen these days before, have we? So I suppose you could start coming up with these ideas and thinking that, this is something that we may see continuously in some form or another beyond what we have now. And maybe certain things will continue. Believe there is more than this. Right, here we've got Shah Hollingworth. She says, I believe there are more to this than they are letting on to the general public. Germ warfare, possibly. Interesting. Courtney Bartholomew, she says, FS Matt.
What was that?
Courtney from work, she says, FS Matt.
FS Matt. Thanks,
Yeah.
Courtney.
What we got? We've got Glyn Rowland, he's come on, and Brian Fulthorpe. Yep, he's on too. Nice one. Yeah, a few people are coming in. Paul Parmenter, everybody. He's on as well.
Wow.
You remember Paul, Matt? You must remember Paul.
Yes, I know Paul.
Of course you do. Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, hi Paul. Feel free to chuck a comment in or two. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know about this whole New World Order thing. I don't know. I mean, we're not silly as people, are we? So I don't think it's going to wash very well with us when we know the lockdown's finished. I think a lot of us will rebel, won't we? I think if any, I don't know, really strong ideologies come through, I think we'll just turn away from it, won't we? Surely, or we won't just comply, right? Do you think? What do you think, Graham?
Well, I think we're all going to be very cautious of how we are in public. I don't think we will necessarily revert back to our original actions. I think we're going to be a lot more alert.
Yeah, and I think we said before as well, given what we know and given some of the information that was coming through that was, let's say, withheld from us, if you like, and not just us as a nation, but other nations as well. I think the government, regardless of who they were, and I said this before, I think they could have only have done what they've done. I don't think they could have done any more. I think that's fair to say. I mean, we might have different opinions on that. Many of us might, and obviously we have political ideologies that we don't necessarily support. Pete, Paul says, did I say Pete? I did. I don't know where Pete is because he ain't even here. Paul says, hi peeps. Colin Deere is watching. Hello, Colin. Colin Deere, brilliant. There's a few of us. There's a few people coming on, actually. It's really good. Really, really good. We still need some more conversations about the chicken and the egg, although we have just cleared that up, haven't we?
Yeah.
Really need to go over that again. But it's the same applies to everything, though, isn't it? I mean, anything that's created from a life or to make a life, you could say, does it always start from an egg or from the animal itself? It's a good point. I mean, not just about a chicken or egg, is it? I mean, we were an embryo, weren't we, once?
I don't know about you, Ben.
No. Oh, I'm not sure either. I just, I think for the safety of those concerned, immaculate conception. What do you reckon? Go and laugh. It's okay. I don't take offence. You're not a wooden one either.
I'd love to have a word with your mum and dad.
Well, they're not watching yet. John Roberts is watching. Nice to see you, John. John Roberts, I haven't seen you in ages, mate. None of us have, me, Matt included, I'm sure. John Roberts, do you remember Jack? You must remember John Roberts from work.
John Roberts?
Yeah.
Little John?
Tall John?
No.
Oh, I'm probably talking last few years. We came from the deep. Yes. Yeah. What, like fish? Did they come from the deep? I don't know. Matt's giving up on me right now. Graham, come on, pick up on this point. What do they mean by that?
The deep blue sea, was that? It sounds like an Australian children's program. My daughter used to watch my middle one called H2O.
Yeah.
It's about mermaids.
Okay. It's all very delicate, isn't it? I don't think I'd mind coming from a mermaid, would you?
Are they real?
Well, not so sure. What do you reckon? I'm not sure. Don't think so. James Baldock, nice one. Who else have we got? We've got Angie Goddard. Brilliant. Yeah, we're doing all right, guys. We're getting a few people in. So anyway, any stories? I mean, obviously, when life is normal and work and everything else, lots of things happen in a day and there's lots to talk about. But when it comes about a lockdown, you get bored, which is evidently why people have to start listening to me. But they don't. Obviously, you've got options to go elsewhere. But more importantly, there is always something to discuss, isn't it? Matt's already gone to sleep, bless him. Graham's thinking, what am I doing with my life? And I'm still talking. Oh.
Nothing new there, Ben.
Has everybody found that their pets have acted differently as well at the moment? I mean, they say animals are good at sensing things, aren't they? Like, is your dog or cat, if you've got animals, even the viewers, I mean, have your pets been acting strangely recently?
Don't know, I haven't got any.
Graham, you got
My
pets?
fish is swimming a bit more.
Yeah, meow.
What do you got, Graham? You got a cat, have you?
A cat?
Yeah.
What do you mean, a cat?
I've never heard you. I never realised you had a pet. What sort of pet you got? Oh, you've got a budgie, haven't you?
No, my mum's has an African grey parrot and a dog. I have some tropical fish.
I do. I've got them and all, mate.
And what do you have?
Fish.
Yeah.
I've got some platies, guppies, and some other weird-looking things.
Yeah, Claire, she says she has one cat, the amount of time that we're at home, and the other one hates it. So, yeah, I suppose cats and dogs, they are going to act a bit differently. They must realise something's up when their owners are at home all the time. I mean, that's never a normal thing, is it? They probably can't wait for us to get back to work and get out and do our usual things, can they? My dog, she's really fed up. She's always got her ears back, my dog. Always. She's like a rabbit. Always stressed out. And she's going greyer by the day.
You?
Yeah, he probably is stressing the poor dog out.
Yes. I would say that's probably true, actually. Graham, you're watching? That's interesting. How are you doing that?
Well, I just went on the, I just realised I didn't share the live feed, so I've just shared it.
A multitask, that is.
So I'm back on now. I'm looking at myself.
So, Matt, being as some... Oh, yeah, look at that. Sophisticated. Wow. Matt looks just as good on the phone as well, doesn't he? Look at that.
Yeah. We all do.
How are we coping, Matt? I mean, about football here, because we're sports persons, right? You were. I mean, how sad is it right now that we just had no football, not an ounce of football?
Oh, don't go there.
It's hard work, isn't it?
I'm happy to watch reruns of the UFC.
Yeah, and you've watched them 3 times. You know what's happening before you turn it on.
Yeah, just know the result.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just horrible, ain't it?
It is horrible. It is horrible. And Graham, I mean...
the only good thing about it is the fact that we still haven't seen Liverpool win the league yet. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, okay. You'll like this one, Matt. We've got Brian Hall. Brian Hall's on. We'll come back to that point we just made in a minute. So we've got Graham. He's on as well. Glyn says, right, he says, I'm not sure if I should repeat this.
We'll just change the wording slightly.
Well, the wife's acting strange.
What?
Yeah, that's true.
What?
Well, if there's one thing, Glyn says his wife's acting strange.
Well, I'm not surprised with him at home.
Bad man. Yeah, bad man. Andy Parker says bad man. No, actually, Glyn, I think Glyn's onto something there. And I've got to be careful what I say now. But I think you get to know your other half better in this lockdown. Maybe it's government's way of making friendships better, stronger maybe in a way. Maybe there's a hidden agenda that we didn't realise.
The thing that it's done is made people communicate more.
Absolutely. I would be in all. Hugo says.
Who?
Hugo Page. You remember Hugo?
Yeah, I know Hugo.
Good lad he is. He's gone to Eurotunnel now. Congratulations to him. Agree. Claire agrees. Yeah, I think there might be a slight delay on the feed, guys. So obviously people are responding to our conversations. And yeah, I think, Matt, you're absolutely right. I think there is a case of people having to do things maybe they never had to do before, like communicate. I mean, we all communicate, obviously, but I think there's a certain way that we do it nowadays, isn't there? But to actually do it more face to face, we've got to live with each other. And we've never necessarily needed to do that before. okay, we normally live with people, but you know, we go out to work, we leave the house at different times, come back at different times, eat at different times, but now we're all forced to do the same thing at the same time. So I suppose really there's one of two things that can happen here, isn't there? You can either come away out of this actually despising the person you're around more, or love them even more. I mean, it can only go one of two ways, can't it?
I suppose I'm going to have to ask Shell about that in a few months' time.
Well, I'm being particularly careful about this, Graham, as you've probably noticed. I'm not saying too much, all right? I'm dying. Mark says, Mark Hollingworth says he's dying. I hope he isn't.
Die quietly.
Say again, Matt.
I said, die quietly, Mark.
Yeah. Or if not, give one of us a call. We'll get you to the hospital. Graham's got a lovely car, hasn't he, mate? Lovely car. Tell us a bit about your car, Graham. New car, right? And where does it come from? Tell the folks, tell the people on this live stream where your car comes from.
That's the car park.
It came from a showroom, everybody.
No. Beyond that. Where did it come from?
Yeah, I got this wrong last time.
Did it come from China?
No. Nearby. Is it
Chinese?
Is a guessing game.
Right. I say it's coming from China. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I agree with you. If he's not going to let us know, it's got to be China. Send it back.
No, it's not China.
It's not?
No.
Okay. Anybody that knows Graham Lane will know about his new car, and nice car that it is as well. What do you reckon? Do you reckon it's from China? The manufacturer, this is what we're talking about here, if anyone's not sure about what we're talking about. We're talking about the manufacturer of Mr. Lane's car. Come on then, let's work this out. So I'm saying China, Matt's saying China. Nobody said anything yet.
Well, they don't know me, do they? Probably.
Graham, you're famous. Everybody knows you. Everybody knows
right.
you. Tough one. Right. Okay. So Andy Parker says there's been a lot of domestic abuse, guys. Okay. I mean, well, that comes back to our point, doesn't it? It can go one of two ways. Either you fall in love harder with this person, or more with this person, or you pull away. I mean, so yeah, maybe. But it's been quiet where I am. What about you? What about you, Matt? Has it been quiet where you are? I mean,
yeah, absolutely. I've never heard no women screaming.
No. What about you, Graham?
No. I mean, not at all. Everything is okay at home.
I'm not talking about your place necessarily. I'm just talking about in general. You know, like on the street. I mean, have you noticed any?
No, I haven't witnessed any arguments or shouting or screaming, and none of that.
No.
That's good. That's good. Well, there you go, folks. If you need to go anywhere in life, go to Dover. Although there are certain areas of Folkestone as well. For Matt, obviously, yeah. Matt will let you know in the comments, I'm sure, later whereabouts the quiet areas are, because he knows Folkestone better than I do.
Where I live.
Well, you know, all the bad press that Dover gets and Folkestone get combined, or not so much. I mean, all these different opinions people have. It's not all that bad, really, is it? I mean, you know, we look after each other, don't we? We're a community of sorts, aren't we?
Well, I can't stand Dover myself, but.
Why is that, Matt? Why?
It's basically right, isn't it?
I'm gonna say what is wrong with Dover, and you're gonna say, well, what is right with Dover?
Yeah. No, Dover's all right, I suppose. It's you know, it's gone downhill like Folkestone has over the years. There's nothing really for anybody to do down in Folkestone now. We got no seafront. I mean, when I was a kid, you had the open air swimming pool, you had the rotunda, the dome, the boating pool, the restaurants in Fontaine. It's all gone, and it's the same as Dover.
How is the work going on down at Folkestone seafront with because they're meant to be building some really like plush places, aren't they? Really nice complex.
There's nothing going on yet, mate.
That's ridiculous. That's been ages, been years now.
Yeah, nothing. It's all just all beach.
Unbelievable. So Hawkins, you're coming first then, mate? Is that what you're saying? Is it? Unbelievable.
Did you say Hawkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's turning into its own town now, anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit like Elsham, guys, isn't it? I mean, Elsham was the same. I mean, that was a very small village, and it's now classed as a town. For those that didn't know, because of the extent of just how many houses have been built in the last, 5 years in the current administration. But yeah, I mean, I remember there was a conversation about Dover once where we were looking at maybe getting an ice skating rink like Gillingham. That never happened.
Yeah, that was a few years back now.
Wasn't it?
It's a bit like the outlet at Ashford. Was originally meant to be up at Whitfield, but District Council disagreed and wouldn't allow it. They said it would take the necessary customer away from the High Street and Market Square area, so they didn't agree to the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder what the people thought about that. Mike Stockley's watching. Nice to see Mike. Who else we got? We have Heidi. I don't know if I mentioned you already. Heidi, she's watching. Nice to see you, Heidi. Yeah. News. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm always somebody that likes watching the news. I mean, it's important, isn't it, to keep on top of things. But there's not a lot on at the moment, is there? Have you noticed that? I mean, apart from the obvious.
Yeah, there's nothing else on there, is there?
No. I mean, even Matt, and you and I will know about this. I mean, like Sky Sports News, nothing better on a weekend when you're off work to watch Sky Sports News for a few hours. And
absolutely,
it's the same as Sky News, isn't it? It's the same. Everything's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I don't even know whether there's any more news coming through, though, necessarily, is there? I mean, we're getting the updates every day from America and from the UK about what we need to be doing or any potential changes. But I don't think anything's really changing that much, is it? I mean, they must be doing something. It must be working, though, surely.
No, it's the same thing day in, day out, just more and more negativity.
Something I think you will agree with, though, Matt. Just change the subject slightly. Paul Parmenter says Leeds are who?
Absolutely, Paul. Well said.
I knew you'd say that. Well, we'll soon see at the end of the season, won't we? If it ever happens.
You won't be promoted, and if you do, you're going to get relegated first season back up there.
You could be right, but I hope you're not.
Right, we're on the subject of Leeds United.
Uh-oh.
Right. Can you tell me this, right? You've got a foreign manager, right, that when he does his interviews after the game has to have an interpreter. How the hell does he get what he wants to do across to his players that are English?
Use a sign language, I think. I don't know. No, I don't know. I mean, no, the thing is, he can actually speak some English. No, I've noticed in certain interviews, I mean, yes, you're absolutely right. When it's like Sky Sports News or Sky News or whatever, when they're reporting after a game or post or pre-match, he does. He has an interpreter. But he does talk some English. I think his English isn't strong, but he can pick out certain words. So I don't know how that's translating with the players. He might be able to communicate with them lightly. I don't know, unless I mean, Matt, you know yourself, like being involved with football a lot deeper than I was. But I mean, from your point of view on the managerial side of football, did you find that you would talk to maybe somebody like the captain and then the captain would go away and then give that information off? Or was it generally you talking to the team?
I would generally talk to the team and then the captain would do with it out on the pitch.
Okay, right, yeah. So, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, you got a good point. I mean, Bielsa, he's not the strongest of English. Yeah, I mean, I know he speaks, from my understanding, he speaks some words of English. He's not completely familiar with it. So, yeah, he has an interpreter. It's interesting because we haven't got any Argentinian players, actually.
Any players?
Yeah, say again.
Have you got any players?
Some would probably agree with you there. Yeah, well, we've got a few, haven't we, Graham? I say that because you're a bit partial to Leeds, aren't you? I'm trying for some backup right now.
You got jobs, mate.
Ed Sprosden, he's watching. Nice to see you, Ed. Yeah,
Tell
cool.
me, get to work.
Oh wow, actually, this is it. This is something. This is important. So Paul has asked, all right, who shot JFK? I nearly said John Lennon.
Who said John Lennon?
Me. I nearly did. I just did, didn't I? No, that wasn't John Lennon. Who was it then? Do you know? Any of you
Lee
know?
Harvey. Wasn't it?
Who was it?
Lee Harvey Oswald, wasn't it?
No, I don't know. Might be before Graham's time. Who was it? Lee? I don't know. Who? Okay, well, look, we know where we can go with this, don't we? If we can't find the answer.
Ask Alexa. It's Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah. We'll use the fact checker. All right. Okay, Alexa. Who killed JFK?
John F. Kennedy was assassinated while riding in a motorcade through the streets of Dallas on November 22, 1963 by Lee Harvey Oswald.
Whoop, whoop.
There you go, Matt.
Hey.
You know what? Do you know what? It's a little joke, right? It's not a funny one either. Just a point more than anything. If Alexa had existed during the time of Brexit, it wouldn't have lasted 3 years, guys, would it? Actually, it probably would have done. Anyway,
Ask her.
Moving on.
Ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask her.
Is that a good idea?
It's bound to give a politically correct reply, so go on, ask her.
Okay, well, let's just start by how do we table the question? Because I suppose you've got to be quite specific, haven't you, with robots? So what do we say? What's the question? Do we say who's right or wrong with Brexit? It's not very definitive, is it?
Or ask her how she would have handled Brexit.
Ah, okay, right. Okay,
Yeah.
let's just see how this works then, yeah? This could be interesting. Alexa, how would you have voted in the European Union referendum?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Kiji.is, voters in the referendum chose, by 52 to 48%, to quit the European Union.
Right, okay, so she's just going on general statistics, isn't she? She's not going to answer
Yeah.
the question.
No.
Alexa,
Of course you won't.
how did you vote in the referendum?
I'm not eligible to vote. People get pretty funny about machines having a say on who is in charge.
Oh my God, Ben! What a stupid question to ask
What's a
Alexa.
stupid question? I already knew the answer to that. Okay, well, there you go then. That solves that one. Ed says, Ben, as a manager, Matt used to scream and shout at us players. Well, Matt.
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't. Paul says, Alexa is a liberal. Yeah, but I think, Matt, I don't know, you have to instill fear, don't you, right? I guess. I mean, like, if it means that much to you, it's like life and death, isn't it, football? You go out on that pitch and you've got an ambition and it's something you've got to achieve and you've got to go out there and perform and you need something to be instilled in you to get you ready. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the point here.
That's the problem with a lot of managers, Premier League managers.
Yeah.
There's only, I would say, 2 or 3 possibly that have got the passion.
Yeah.
You know, the rest of them, I mean, they just sit there and just twiddle their thumbs, basically.
Well,
Now,
yeah.
If I was a Premier League manager, I would be on the line. I wouldn't be sitting down any part of that 90-odd minutes. I'd be in that technical area, and that's the way it should be. Passion. That's what it needs. And some of the players, they get all these megabucks, and there's no passion for the club they play for.
Yeah. Yeah, and then a deal comes along and then they're off. Yeah, I get you. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very rare you get a player like Paul Scholes or Ryan Giggs that might stick around for the duration. No, am I right in that? Who am I thinking about it? Because Man United have a good point in that they had players that stuck around, like stuck with the club, and I think that's important for a football team. They need loyalty. But again, as we know, Matt, isn't it, is that football is or does revolve around money.
In football now.
Yeah. But no, I think you've got a point. I mean, you've got to be in charge, haven't you? That's the whole point of being a manager, I suppose. You could say that for most things, but you've got to be in charge and you've got to dish out the rules and you just got to go and comply with it. And, oh my God, what do I sound like? We are still talking about football.
Yeah, Eddie was a bit right. I used to scream and shout at him because he was that rubbish.
You did what?
I used to scream and shout at Eddie because he wouldn't do as he was told. And most of the time, he spent his time on the line waving the flag for me.
Yeah, do you know what? It's funny. I know where Ed's coming from because I used to play for a football team once, and now I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and you can take from what you want from it. And from a manager's point of view, you can find your own conclusion. Okay, so I played for this pub team once. My opinion was this, and I might offend people, and I don't mean to, but so I only ever had about 10-15 minutes in a game. And I would usually come on second half, right? I found it difficult getting a team because I don't know whether it's just I couldn't get to know the lads that well, or it was just, I mean, a lot of the lads knew each other, whether it be school or whatever. And I was sort of somebody that came in from the outside, so I didn't have that automatic bond with the players. I don't think it probably had anything to do with that. The manager probably didn't care about that. He probably cared about whether I could play football or not. So I'm thinking it's probably along the lines of that. So I had 10-15 minutes here and there. But there were times where I was asked if I wanted to do the line or if I was asked if I wanted to ref. And I'll tell you something, that's one thing I would never, ever tell anyone to do. Even if you think you're doing a good thing for somebody, do not ref because it's chaos. I mean, I nearly got lynched. But Matt, I mean, why would a manager do that? Put you on for 10-15 minutes of game? Now, I mean, there's a reason for that, right?
Yeah, there is.
To be brutally honest.
It all depends what sort of team you are and whether you're challenging for anything. Right. If you're just a mediocre team, right, that maybe go on maybe a good cup run or, you're not going to win the league, then I would play the players as much as I could.
Of course.
But if you're challenging for a top position or, you're in a cup semi-final, whatever like that, you're going to play your best team and you're going to pick your best players, end of.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So the moral of the story here, folks, is
You've also got to go Sunday morning football, Ben, right? You're going to have players that turn up every week for you. And, yeah, okay, fine, like yourself. And then you'll have players that maybe turn up 2 or 3 times, a month or whatever, only games you play, whatever.
Yeah.
And they will expect, because they are a good player, they'll expect to go straight inside. And a lot of managers, I'm afraid, will do that.
Yeah, and I can understand that. At the end of the day, it's goals win games, isn't it? And so...
Well, yeah. But it's all about, at the end of the day, at Sunday morning and that sort of level, they have to pay to play.
Mm.
So it is a costly game now, I'm afraid, Sunday morning football. Yeah. And I think if the lads turn up, then they deserve to get, like 15 or 20 minutes. But over in the Folkestone League, that was the done thing. One of your subs would run the line.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And then maybe at half time, one of the other subs would take over.
Well, we used to find, or at least occasionally, the linesman wouldn't turn up, or we just wouldn't have a referee. So one of us would have to fill in, and it wasn't usually the fathers or sons. Generally, it was the players, And like I say, if you weren't selected, you would be lining, But they used to
football or adults.
Say again.
Are you talking about kids football or adults?
No, well, this was it was a pub team, but it was I suppose I don't know really. It was probably a kids team, really. I suppose a lot of us were young. I mean, we weren't sort of in our 30s or 20s mostly. So I suppose I suppose it was the youngsters really. Sunday League. Ed also says, Matt, he actually got sent off once running the line, didn't he?
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. That was.
I'm going to ask you, how is that even possible?
I can't actually. I can remember him being sent off. I can't actually remember him what it was for now. He'll have to remind me. I know it was. I think it was about an offside decision or something after a goal or something or other.
What, everybody kicked off?
No, he kicked off with the referee.
Oh, okay.
He's the only person in all my years of football I've ever known as a linesman to be sent off.
I've never heard of it until now. Ed, that's brilliant. Yeah. Well, actually, in a way, you take normal football, like professional football, the referee generally has the overarching say, doesn't he? Although he will confer with the linesman if it's a decision he can't necessarily make on his own. But to actually have the two of them come against one another and get sent off, that's brilliant. That is brilliant.
To be fair to it, it was a bit of a dodgy referee.
Okay. Back in a team, was he?
You know all about dodgy referees, don't you? Because you moan about it every Saturday because of Leeds.
Yeah, all right, I'll give you that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think there is an element of that happening in football matches. Every team supporter will know that certain things go on in football that is unexplainable, let's say. And one leads to thinking that there's a motive behind it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It does seem to happen quite a bit with Leeds. But yeah, I don't want to be biased. And obviously, if I say, I've had people say to me before, I've had people say that outside the Leeds circle, I've had people say, well, they do seem to be quite unlucky when it comes to certain decisions. But then we can all say that because we know how bad referees can be. As much as it's a difficult job, some of the decisions they make, generally speaking, are quite diabolical, aren't they? That's why I think we have VAR, even though we know VAR is still not working properly. But I think we can actually have it work properly. And I think you know as well, Matt, is that if we start using it in certain ways where we put more effort into it, you know, like, for example, if the VAR clearly makes a decision, then why then have we got the ref, one, not going over to check it, or two, going over that decision? I mean, that just makes no sense. You know what I mean?
That every time that it goes to VAR, that referee should be over on the side of the pitch looking at that monitor as well.
Yeah.
End of.
Straight up. And I agree with you. And I think actually you speak to many football fans, regardless of what team they support, and they will tell you the same thing. They all want to see the referees using this technology. It's been brought in, so it needs to be used. I think there's an element, I think personally, I think it's all comes down to the fact that referees maybe don't want to be replaced by robots. I suppose you could say that's what.
You're still going to need somebody in the middle to blow the whistle.
Of course you are. Yeah. So there you go. So if referees of the country, if you're watching this, probably not. I think Matt has a very good point there. You are still going to be needed. You're still needing to blow a whistle. You still need to start and end a football match, right? And maybe give the teas at half time if you're at Sunday League. Does that even happen? I don't think that happens, does it? We get tea at half time.
No, they can't afford tea playing.
Yeah. Jack Kinnan, he says, Donkey Kong and Glazer with a smiley face. Laugh out loud. Graham, you're very quiet, mate. So, what are you thinking? I mean, do you like football? Do you like sport? I mean, what tickles your fancy, or not?
Tickles my fancy. Oh, lots of things tickle my fancy.
Is it past 9 o'clock yet?
No.
Right. Okay. Well, you might have to just skip a few ideas there, mate. I like that hoodie, by the way. The Union Jack's good. I like that. Matt, I was going to say to you, actually, before we started the stream, prior to starting half hour before, we were going to play God Save the Queen, Graham, weren't we? And guess what? I forgot. Did you notice?
Don't worry. We can play it at the end.
Yeah, I suppose you could.
And all three of us must stand up.
I am standing up.
Did you say I am standing up? Oh, yeah, I'm sitting down anyway for the sake of this conversation. A feather. Ian Sprosden, a feather. I'm not sure. Ed Sprosden. Did I say Ian?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no such Ian I know that's called Ed or Sprosden.
Oh my God, Ben.
Feather. Yeah, we've got who we got? We've got Ryan Woodbury. Nice to see you, mate. He's on. Arsenal fan.
You are.
Yeah. I didn't like that game. Did you, Matt? Come on. Leeds v Arsenal. What did you make of that, eh? I don't know. More on the subject.
Mate, I only watch good football.
Yeah, fair enough. It's not a Union Jack, Ben, Ed says. What isn't? No, it's not. Is it? Yeah, it is. Come on, you Gunners. All right, mate. Yeah, all right, Ryan, I'll give you that. Well, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to score goals, didn't you? You know, I'll give you that. And Ketch is playing well for you, though, isn't he? I've noticed that. Who else we got? Not Man United, then. Ryan says.
What?
Ryan says not Man United, then.
What's he on about? Not Man United, then?
Yeah, I don't know. Ryan, you're going to have to divulge further.
Typical Goon. I don't know what he's talking about.
Ed says Leeds are shite. Okay, I've reinterpreted the word he actually used. He's a West Ham fan, everybody. Nothing wrong with West Ham, is there?
No, nothing wrong with West Ham at all, mate.
We've also got a Chelsea fan in, and that was Glyn. I thought he's not getting away with it. Chelsea's good. Yeah, I like Chelsea. Like watching Chelsea. I mean, the thing is, regardless of what team you support, I mean, we've all got a bit of love for all teams, haven't we? Really, I think it only comes down to when they're playing your team is when they become hateful. I mean, not that you hate any team or any person, but when they're playing your team, it's passion, isn't it? It's passion, and whatever happens, you don't want your team to lose. So, yeah.
Yeah, but unlike you, Ben, that if Leeds go and lose, you moan like hell.
I know I do.
Totally. If I sit and watch Man United play, perfect example is like Wolves in the FA Cup and all that.
Yeah.
I will certainly sit there and go, well, we didn't deserve to win that at all. Where you look for excuses like, oh, the referee done this, the referee done that. If we had VAR, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I must admit, I do get bored of my own voice sometimes, even if I see it in print. But, you know, I think sometimes you moan and you think you're making a difference, even though you're not. No.
That's the only thing I miss on a Saturday about 5 o'clock is you coming on Facebook moaning.
You're the first person who's ever said that family that blocked me. That's fair enough. At least you're honest, Matt. That's what's important. Yeah, I must admit, I am missing football banter. I'm missing Brian Hall. Brian was on the stream earlier. I'm missing him talking about Dover. Not much to talk about, but then I am from Dover, so you've got to support your local team. Yeah, so who else we got? We've got Ben. Hang on a minute, start again. When Leeds lose, 3 sad faces with tears. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. He also says it's a Union flag, and the only jack is when the jack is off a boat.
Yes, I've heard that as well.
I have heard that. Navy, isn't it? Navy boat. Yeah. Oh, wow. There you go. You learn something every day. Cheers, Ed. Thanks for that. The viewers will be interested, even if I'm not. No, I'm only joking. Of course I am. Antonia Johnson. Now, I haven't heard this lady for a long time. Nice to see you. Nice to see you on our stream too. A lot of people are coming in. A lot of various different people are coming in. Obviously, I can't see, Matt and Graham. I can't see who's watching your streams. So presumably you've shared them to your channels. So I won't be able to tell. So I'm only getting obviously mutual friends of you guys, but also maybe some friends that feel they really don't want to press that watch button, but do because they feel that's polite. I don't know.
No, I haven't shared it. I'm just sharing it now.
Oh, right, fair enough. Well, no, I mean, if you've got any sense, you probably won't. I mean, I don't.
I don't care.
Graham, have you shared it? Have you got anybody that's watching on your side, or?
Oh yeah, so hang on. I've got 7 watching it. Is that 7 for the whole thing?
No,
How many views?
it changes.
I've got
Yeah.
9.
How many? 9?
7.
7. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got 7 as well. So maybe that despite the fact we've all shared it on each other's pages, is everybody that's watching is the same people that are watching it. Well, actually, that makes sense, doesn't it? I think we're all seeing the same information. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, nice to see you all. There isn't a lot to do at the moment, is there? As I said, we said about the lockdown. I mean, yeah, you've got a garden. You can go out and have a drink or watch the birds or do whatever you do in the garden, barbecue maybe. But that's not for everybody. TV, isn't it? I suppose people are watching TV. Is there a lot on? That's the question. I mean, we said earlier, didn't we, that a lot of it's news, some of which we know from back to front. Some of it's repetitive, some of it's new. So, yeah, each to their own. I mean, what's happening in the world at the moment? Do we know anything that's going on at the moment? I mean, anything to talk about? The last 24 hours. What do we know? What do we know? Graham?
I haven't seen much news today. I've done a night shift last night and came home, walked my mum's dog and went indoors and got a couple of hours sleep and now doing this. So I'm not sure actually what's happening.
What about this?
Or what they want us to know.
No, yeah, I mean, you've been working hard. Key worker, aren't you, Graham? Key worker. Captain Tom Moore, charity single for the NHS debuts at #1. You know the guy that in the military?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It says here, Captain Tom Moore's extraordinary fundraising efforts have continued as the 99-year-old Yorkshireman has landed a #1 on the official big top 40 chart. That's awesome, that.
Get in there.
Yeah, good on.
Good on.
What else have we got? Do you know what? It's a bit quiet today for news. I'll be honest. Have you noticed that? There's not a lot going on. It's been the same for 3 weeks.
Yeah, maybe we should have a news channel on in the background or something.
Wow. Now, this is something a little bit different. If you like geography, or even if you just like wildlife or life, the Isle of Wight Coast Guard rescues 8 beach walkers cut off by a substantial cliff collapse. Happened around 4:40 p.m. on Saturday. There you go. Interesting.
Why don't they get arrested for grouping?
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. What are they doing together, eh?
Yeah, let them drown.
Well, yeah, there's not a lot going on. I mean, what's this? The real reason government cannot end social distancing in the UK. Now, this is interesting. What's this got to say for itself? It says here, Dr. Jenny Harris, or Harries, has said the relatively low increase in hospital deaths, up to 596 from 15,464, as of 5 p.m. on Saturday, is positive news. All right. Anyway.
Still 500 too many.
There's not a lot. I mean, you go on the news channels and you see things going on, but it doesn't seem to be a lot going on at the moment. Really doesn't. So Matt, what are you planning on tomorrow then, mate? Have you got anything planned for tomorrow? Did you say already? I think you might have already said.
No, we're going to go for a walk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About you, Graham? You going for a walk as well? Take dog for a walk? Lucy Lockett,
but yes. Yeah, take the dog for a nice walk.
Is it Lucy, isn't it?
Probably
Lucy?
go and join a queue, as I said earlier. Go shopping at some point. Bound to.
Do you think we've got...
I can't even take my car out for a decent long drive.
Yeah. You don't want it sitting around too long. That's a good point. We've got to get our cars out, even if it's just around the block. Get pulled over by the police. What are you doing? And then it's a case of, well, we've got to keep my car going, haven't I? You know, you've got to go around the block. Yeah, that's a good point. What about dogs, though? I mean, do you think they've got a social distance? Obviously, they wouldn't understand if we told them to. But do you think they can catch it? I mean, there was something in the news a little while back that animals are subject to this coronavirus. Matt's completely hiding.
Matt's holding his head thinking, oh, God.
Oh, I heard.
No.
I heard dogs could get it. That's what I heard.
No, wasn't there a tiger that was diagnosed with it?
Who? A tiger?
Little
Yeah,
tiger, yeah.
I think so.
It was in the States, I think it was.
Yeah. So I must repair that fence then, because my neighbour might have their dog come and see my dog, and then. Say again.
What? You got a tiger?
No, she's got a. I think it's like a. I'm going to say Jack Russell, but I'm probably wrong. And I've got a staff, but the two of them they like looking through at each other through the fence. So I'm going to have to get that.
Yeah, probably going lunch.
yeah, there is that. Ian Reumans is watching. Nice to see you, Ian. Now we've got a Man City fan in the room, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll send him back.
We have a lot of people coming in now, guys. We have 16 viewing at the moment. Thank you very much for watching. Courtney's still watching with us. That's great news. We all miss you, Courtney. Obviously, Courtney is someone who used to work with us on passenger search. She's now on passports. Go on, Matt. What were you going to say?
I don't.
Matt doesn't. You're brave.
I'm joking, Courtney.
Yeah, talking about work, I mean, just briefly, some people are still working, aren't they? I mean, for those that are working in certain areas, aren't they?
Yep.
Which is good. I mean, we can't shut the tunnel, can we? It's still got to be operating. And so you were for a while, were you, Matt? You were working for a bit, were you? And then...
No, I've done 2 shifts, mate. That's it.
Yeah. But isn't it weird, though, isn't it? I mean, maybe it's just me, but it's come to a point in time whereas, you know, you get a bit of time off and you love it. Right, and then you go back to work and we all moan about it. But actually, I don't know. What are you saying at the moment for yourself? Are you thinking like me that you can't wait to get back to work because this is out of our hands? Does it feel like...
I'm enjoying the time off because I'm spending a lot more quality time with my boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's going to come a time when we're just going to want to go back to work just to do something.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, I've actually hit that stage at the moment. I mean, I like being at home. I do. And I like talking a lot of nonsense. But I do like also being busy. And there's only so much you can do in the house, isn't there? You know, there's only so much tea you can drink in a day. And I don't want to become an alcoholic. I mean, I'm drinking gin, but I'm finding I'm drinking most nights. And you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. So I don't want to go down that route, you know. Anyway, I'm not an alcoholic for everybody's purpose. Yes, unfortunately, I'm back working full-time as of Tuesday, Ian says, Ian Reumans. That's good. Well, you say unfortunate, but I mean, that's good. That's good. I'm pleased for you. Yeah. And actually, there was a little bit of thought in that if I was still on passports myself, I would be also, I suppose, but I'm not. So people like Matt have got to put up with me. There you go. So Graham, so what has the family been doing? I mean, obviously they've had you in the house for a while now and locked up, if you like. I mean, are they enjoying a bit of your company, would you say? Or do you think it's equally strenuous for them as it is for some of the family that I'm enduring? I mean, bearing in mind,
there's really been much difference.
Well, bearing in mind, you're not as crazy as me, so it's probably not a question really worth it you or designed for you, but yeah.
Well, I don't think it's just that with your craziness. It's mainly, I think it's because I do night shifts. So I'm at home during the day, and I normally only get a few hours sleep in late afternoon, early evening before I have to go for my next shift.
Yeah. Do you just do night shifts?
Sorry?
Is it just night shifts you do then, is it?
Yeah, just night shifts.
Yeah. I don't know if I could do that. What about you, Matt? I couldn't just do nights, could you?
Yeah, quite easy.
Could you?
Yeah.
I see this.
You.
I was waiting for that. Do you know what? I've done some nights recently. As you know, I'm full time now. For those that don't know, and I'm pleased about that. And I did some nights recently, and I have to say I love them. I don't mind them. They're different, aren't they? They're quiet.
Yeah.
But then I like being busy. And I'll tell you something. It's quite funny that because it's been so quiet recently, Matt. You'll know yourself. How much are we missing being busy now? I mean, I have to say to you, I want to see a good few thousand, don't you? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
It makes the shift drag if there's not many coming through.
Yeah, I'd say. But we are lucky that we've got a good bunch, haven't we? And we're a good bunch. Yeah, I mean,
we have a bunch of guys and girls up there.
Indeed, that's one thing we can say.
Yeah, that's the one thing we can be thankful for.
Auntie Irene's watching.
Who?
Auntie Irene.
Auntie Irene.
That for you, Graham?
Don't know.
I have got an Auntie Irene.
Irene Chesham.
Yeah, that's me. That's my auntie.
That's for you. Nice to see you, Irene. Yeah.
All right.
Bit of love.
It's,
Yeah, so we really are privileged.
Me saying I don't know mine.
Go on, Graham.
Sorry, carry on. Yeah, moving on. Let's pretend that never happened, eh? Come on, guys. Move on.
No,
Everyone viewing this, that didn't happen. Just move on.
What just happened? I missed that.
When I said, "Oh, I don't know," I mean, I should know my own family, shouldn't I?
Well, if it's any consolation to you not knowing any of your family, just for argument's sake, none of them are watching my stream, our stream. So what does that say? Don't blame them, really. Can you imagine? They got better things to do.
Well, they know you well, don't they? Obviously.
Yeah, I suppose they do. Right, Ed says, guys, have fun, must go now, back to work. So, okay, Ed, shouldn't be on his phone.
Nice one, Benjamin.
Anyway, I didn't say that. No one's watching. Yeah. Yeah, no, okay, Ed. Well, nice to see you, mate, and thanks for getting involved. Matt, including myself, have appreciated your time. Oh, yeah, he's given me the shush. Well, yeah, maybe I should have done. I should have thought before I spoke there. Sometimes I don't do that.
What do you mean sometimes?
Most of the time I don't do that.
That's better.
Up the irons, okay. Well, yeah, some have to. That was Ed again. Good team. I think they'll stay up. What do you reckon, Matt?
Yeah, I think they will.
Yeah, I think they will. So, have you found Facebook finding a lot of people commenting, or not so much commenting, but sending loads and loads of different pages to you?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was going through it this morning. I was looking through, and I came across this page that I don't think I've ever seen, where it gave me a list of different pages that people have sent me to like. And admittedly, I've gone through them, and I did like many of them. But I couldn't believe just how many that was there to look through. Have you found that?
Yeah, I'm getting about 2 or 3 a day.
Wow. I mean, you can turn them off, can't you? There are settings that you can turn off. Yeah. And there's another thing, I'm sure many of you know this when it comes to me, but there's another thing in Facebook that you can do now where you can have someone as a friend, but you don't have to follow them. In which case, that person that you have as a friend won't come through on your newsfeed because they are terribly boring, like me, you know. You can do that. That's a new thing, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's come a long way, Facebook. I think they've done well to help people, you know.
We've gone back to 7.
It's better to have a friend that know that you're friends than to have a friend fakely know that you're friends with them. Does that make sense? Like you don't want to false pretense. You don't want to, you know what I mean? If you're not friends with someone, then they know that, don't they? So they're going to be like, oh, well, that's not nice. And then it's an obvious factor. But if they're friends, they're not going to know any different if you don't follow them because they don't know that. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's a way of kind of accepting people, isn't it? And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. You know, it's not cut and dry. It's not friend or no friend, is it? Which is great. So if you've got any enemies out there, add them to Facebook, but just don't follow them. That's the point I'm making here. You know what I mean? I suppose that's where the friendship comes from, you know, like keep your friends close and your enemies closer, right? Facebook's allowing you to do that. Yeah, he's doing that now. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Vicky, hello. And yes, Vicky Otto, she says, hello, my fellow unicorns. Vicky Otto is now watching. Vicky also came in on the previous stream we did. Fellow unicorns. Yeah, we spoke about unicorns, didn't we, for a little while? That was interesting.
And the chicken and the egg as well, wasn't it? Did she come up with, was it Vicky that said about the chicken and the egg? Because she said that dinosaurs.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was about gender, wasn't it? And someone said about becoming a unicorn or something, wasn't it? We were talking about gender description. I think that's where that conversation came from. Ian Rumans has said also, all Manchester United fans are my enemies.
Watch out, Rumans, I'm coming.
Hey? No, actually, I mean, I can't say that because now as a Leeds fan, I have Manchester United and Liverpool in my family, and that's pretty much it. So it's, you know, and family, isn't it? So you don't, so it's football, right? So there are limits to, I mean, don't get me wrong, people have to put up with my stuff on Facebook, and occasionally I have a little dig about Manchester United, don't I, Matt? And you'll give me what for. And family do also, and it's all a bit of fun, it's all a bit of banter. But yeah, I've got Manchester City, Manchester United and Liverpool in my family. And then it's just me being one or two in the family, be it Leeds. Which is kind of a little bit diverse, isn't it? I think we just all put up with each other when it comes to football, to be honest. I think that's what you've got to do, isn't it? But I think what you could say now, Matt, wouldn't you agree that with Manchester City now and their progression over the years, you could say that they are up there now with the likes of Manchester United at least, couldn't you? They are together in the sense of prosperity and ambition and yeah, you think? No.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. I mean,
they've got some cracking players, got a fantastic manager. Yeah, and they deserved everything they've got over the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair statement. I mean, yeah. But you know what I don't understand is, and I think it has changed under Solskjaer with Manchester United, talking about Manchester United as well. I think things have moved on, and I think for the better for them. I think they have improved, haven't they? I mean, maybe there's more improvement. Oh,
yeah, definitely a lot more improvement. There is improvement there, but I wouldn't say it was consistent enough yet.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Time will tell. Ups and downs, innit? I suppose. You know. Well, it is, but I suppose you could say Manchester United are in Europe, aren't they? At least, and that's the most important thing for the club, isn't it?
Well, that's the money earner for them, isn't it?
Exactly, and that's where it all starts, isn't it?
Yep.
Ian says, "Cheers, Matt," with 2 thumbs up. So. Yeah, I mean, regardless of who we support, we're all honest enough to say that, you know, teams are where they are and they've got there for a very good reason. So I think it's fair to say that even though there's rivalries, we can appreciate statue of a particular club. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Vicky, as I say, Vicky's watching. Vicky is somebody in Dover who, now I'm going to give my interpretation, all right? It's only mine, so it means nothing. But Vicky is somebody who works with the community. She works with various different groups. As like Graham, Graham, you run the Tower Hamlets Community Forum, don't you? But it's not forum anymore of the Tower Hamlets Community Forum, is it? It's
THDCA.
THDCA, that's right. And so Vicky and you have worked together, haven't you, in the community, and you've done things together for the beauty pageantry, haven't you? For the floats and so on. Is that right?
Yeah, she has helped out. She has helped out there.
Yeah, and the moral of the story is star. Yeah, that's where I'm coming from. Is the fact that, you know, people working in the community, helping each other out, and giving things giving people things to do is a good thing, isn't it? And so thumbs up to Vicky, and thanks again for watching. Yeah. So what have we been doing today then? I mean, what have you been doing, Graham? What have you been doing, Matt? I mean, we had a quiet day, busy day. I was thinking about getting my hair cut, actually. What do you think? What you done, Matt?
I've had a nice quiet day today.
Yeah. It's important, isn't it? You need a quiet day or two. What about you, Graham?
Yeah, I've had a nice quiet day as well. Just been stuck in the house.
Stuck in the house board, right? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, stuck in the house. But you've got a garden, haven't you? Do you go out in the garden, or is it something you don't tend to do much? Or, I mean, it's fresh air, isn't it? You're not confined to avoiding the garden, but only the house. You know, staying in the house, are you? You can go out.
No, I have been in the garden today. I've watered the plants. I've got a few lily plants coming up, so I've tended to them and got rid of a few snails.
Right.
Walk the dog and then come home.
Yeah. Do you know what pains me? Actually, today, one of my daughters stood on a snail. Talking about snails. Put a lump in my throat.
It's not a very nice feeling, is it?
Well, no, it's not. I mean, obviously I didn't know it, but but it does. It's wildlife, isn't it? It does. It gets to you. You don't mean to. But how many times has it been at night time we've walked down the steps to the front door and you stood on a snail or slug? You can't help it, can you? Sometimes they're just in the way. It's not like you were going to know that they were there. You can't protect wildlife. I don't care what anyone says. There are times where you can, and there's many times where you can't. Sometimes it's not avoidable. You know what I
mean?
Yeah. Matt's gone asleep.
I would love to know what Matt's thinking, but I suppose when you accidentally stand on a snail, you can always say the Lord's Prayer. There we go. There's Matt.
No, but is it 9 o'clock yet? Alexa, what time is it?
It's 7:31 p.m.
Oh, blimey. Yeah, I can't say what I was going to say then. Well, I have to say I do swear when I stand on a snail or slug. I do swear because it's either I'm swearing because I nearly tripped over, because like slugs, you slip, right? And so there's been a couple of times where I've been out on the drink and I've walked down towards the front door, slipped on the slug, and then nearly gone over. So I've sworn to myself. And there's times where you crunch and you're more worried about dragging it through the front door. So you swear again unintentionally. But do people really take that much effort into reacting to something like that? I mean, I don't know. I think it depends, doesn't it, on the sort of person you are, right? I mean, sometimes people don't care, and others that are life friendly, I suppose, will be affected. Say again, Matt.
They shouldn't be in the way.
Well, yeah, there is that. Yeah, I mean, to put it another way, if you've got Bigfoot over the top here, you're not going to stand in its way, are you? You're going to get out of there, aren't you? Even if you can only go at, I don't know, 0.01 knots, whatever that is. You're going to try to move, aren't you? You're going to try to move.
But not quick enough.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it's not nice, is it? What way to go, being stood on by me, of all people. Yeah. Anyway.
I've never been a snail.
Say again.
I've never been a snail, so I wouldn't know.
Well, yeah, I suppose there is that. I think if I could choose to be any animal in the world, it would not be a snail, that's for sure.
No, you'd be a slug.
Slug would be more close-fitting. No, I think I'd want to be a bird, actually. I think I'd want to be a bird because you don't have to pay for travel, right? You can go anywhere you like.
Oh, God, here we go.
No, but it's true, though, isn't it? You can just set off. You ain't got to show your passport. You can fly off. You go where you like. You can sit on any tree you like. You ain't got to worry about trespassing. Yeah, I mean, it's a good life, isn't it? You're mobile,
What sort of bird?
Well, that's a good question. I wouldn't want to be on the bottom of the food chain, mind you. I wouldn't want to be a sparrow. I think I'd want to be something a bit more dominant. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe how long do seagulls last? A few years?
About 40 years. Is it 40 years? 40 years, isn't it? Seagull.
What, per seagull?
30, 40 years.
That's 30, 40 years too long.
Alexa, how long does the average seagull last?
The average lifespan of a gull is 17.5 years.
Wow.
That's 7.5 years too many.
I would certainly disagree with that in certain places in the country, wouldn't you, Matt? How many times have we seen them splayed? Poor little things.
I hate them.
I don't know, 17 years. That's not long enough, though,
Rat things.
Yeah, they are rats with wings. Quite right.
Yeah. And they're protected though. You knew that, didn't
Oh,
you?
so I suppose there's one place that we could send them, but I don't think we can do that really, can we?
Go on then. Where can we send them?
No, it's getting too political and probably get reported.
All right. It's like that, is it?
China.
Wow. Well, yeah. So anyway, I think I'd want to be a bird. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't be one of those, Ben,
What's that?
Because you
because the
can't.
dodos died out.
That's cool, eh? I like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant, Brian. Well done.
What year was that when they died out? It wasn't recently, was it? I mean, not recent as in like the last few years. Do you know? Is it known what year they died out?
I don't know.
No.
So shall we take a guess and then ask Alexa?
Yeah. Okay. How many years then? It's got to be a few hundred years.
I'm thinking 1926.
That's a bit specific, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a guess.
I'm going to go 1914.
Beginning of the century. Okay. I'm going to just completely throw one out there because I have no idea. I'm going to say 1850.
Right.
Okay. So, Alexa,
All right.
when did the dodo become extinct?
It's the
I don't have any
dodo
sugar in
that
my
it's
tea.
1662. Although it's hard to pin down a specific date. 1662 is thought to be the year in question, as it's the last
Oh, there you go.
incredible sighting of a dodo.
Well, best we phone the historic people and say we found the dodo.
1662. So yeah, he's on this stream. Oh, Ian says 1750. Well, yeah, you're probably closest. I said, did I say
well
1750? Yeah, you said 1750 as well. Yeah, I think we came closest, Ian, didn't we? I think. 16. What did they say? What did she say? 1650.
62.
Yeah, 1562. Was it 1660?
No, 16.
Yeah. 1662.
When I said 1926, I got the 9 around the wrong way round. It was actually a 6.
Oh,
I turned it around wrong.
that old chestnut, is it? Oh, I see.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if Alexa can tell us when the coronavirus will end. What do you reckon? Do you think she knows?
What?
Alexa, when will the coronavirus end?
According to gov.uk, data on the disease is currently incomplete. As more is learnt about the virus, its behaviour and effects, specifically in terms of the timing and extent of the peak of an outbreak, it will be possible to estimate the virus's spread, severity and impact.
Didn't say very much, did it?
No.
Okay. This is a question. I'm going to say Matt can start this one. So the question that's come through is from Vicky. She says, so if you're a colour, what colour would you be and why?
Wow.
It's a question, isn't it? It's a good one. Well done, Vicky. And then Graham, we'll ask you as well. I don't even know what I'm going to say myself.
I would say red because it's nice and bright. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah. Because it's nice and what, you said?
right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Graham?
I would be a rainbow.
That's a mixture of colours though, isn't it? Are we allowed to do that, Vicky? Can you have that?
Yeah, because I don't believe colour should be an issue. We're all human beings. Isn't that correct, Vicky?
Yeah. Why be subject to one colour? I get ya. It's like mood, isn't it? It changes.
Yes.
Yeah, she'll allow you to have that one, mate. You can be any colour you like. I'm going to say white. I'm going to say white because I think white shows perfection. Because not only do Leeds United wear white, but also Real Madrid. There you go. Some would disagree.
What's that, Ben? Sorry, can you repeat that?
I actually said that when you went out the room. I thought that might be appropriate because you would disagree with me, and I know it's probably right that you are too. I said that my colour would be white, and the reason for that, and there's two reasons for it. One would be because the Leeds United team wear it. Yeah, you knew that was coming, and also Real Madrid. But anyway, but no, actually, my favourite colour is blue, and I haven't got a reason for it. I think because my car's blue. That could be something to do with it. You know?
Really?
It's a bit like my reasoning for liking Chelsea, because I like the colour blue.
You're a Chelsea fan, Graham. You kept that quiet.
No, I told you before. You said, what team do you support, Graham? And I said, well, I don't really follow football as such, but I said Chelsea. And you said, why? And I said, because I like the colour blue.
Yeah, all right. I'll let you have that. What do you reckon on that, Matt? You happy with that?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I like orange because
I believe they're doing quite well at the moment. So.
Now that's
they are.
Vicky said she likes orange because nothing rhymes with it, really. Yeah.
Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the colour orange actually.
Say that again. Go on, Graham. What was that?
I like the colour orange.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? Have you heard of that
Shades.
fruit called kumquat?
What?
Kumquat.
Yeah, it's a fruit, isn't it?
Have you ever had it?
No.
No, me neither. I was thinking of getting some the other day because I heard of it. I saw an advert and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try that because like most people, like yourself probably and the viewers, is I always like to think something's worth trying at least once. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to get some kumquat because, you know, it's different. But they didn't have any in Morrison's. There you go, Morrison's. So if you're listening, get some in. So has anybody ever had kumquat? Am I even saying it right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think yeah, it's a fruit, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, Matt, you know, don't you? Graham, have you ever had it?
I can't say I've ever tried that kind, but, you know.
Fair enough. Well, at least you're honest. Scott Parnham is watching. Nice to see you, Scott. I haven't seen you for a while, mate. Nice to see you on the stream. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Scott, if you've got any questions, please throw them our way. These poor lads have got to put up with me for the past half hour. It's not good, is it? Not for them, anyway. Graham's... well, actually, I have to be quite proud of myself that neither of you two are asleep yet. I mean, you've got to give me some round of applause for that, surely.
Yeah. Alexa, give Ben a round of applause.
Alexa.
Yeah.
Applause.
Okay, here's your round of applause. Clap, 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 clap. Hip, hip, hooray.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I love that. You know, actually, Graham, you sent me some stuff over, didn't you? Some recording kit of touch buttons, isn't it? Where like you got prompts that come up, you can get different sounds come through. It's like a sampler, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's called a sound card.
Sound card. Is that what it is it?
Yeah, it's just like a square box. It's got some little knobs on it like that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and some buttons you push. About 18 or 20 different sounds and so on.
What do you reckon, guys? Should we get that for the stream? I think that'd be a laugh, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to be a laugh, innit? Vicky says, now we're going back to the kumquat again. She says she likes it in a crumble. Now that sounds good. I mean, I say that. I've never tried it, so I don't know if that sounds good, but I'm sure it does sound good. There you go.
Yeah.
Kumquat.
It depends on the salt content, really, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it does. I mean, depends what flour you use, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose. Vicky says, play the fart song. Does anybody know what that is? you heard this song before, guys?
I'll try and locate it.
I don't know. Let's give it a go. Alexa, play the fart song.
I'm not sure what went wrong.
All right, I'll try again. Alexa, what's the fart song?
I'm not sure what went wrong.
Oh, hang on, start again. Alexa, play the fart song.
Now I've got something here.
What went wrong?
No, I don't know. Doesn't want to know, Vicky.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Instant oil.
You have to shout it, don't you?
When this happens, nitrogen, methane, and carbon dioxide gases are released and sit inside. They have to come out because they must be freely
Interesting. Yeah, Vicky says she's going to paste it on the page. No, that's great. Vicky, what we're going to do is me and Graham were discussing, and Matt, of course, if he wants to do this more often, bless his heart, I'm pretty sure he's going to be in a dark place later on, shaking profusely after watching us for the past however long we have already. But yeah, I'm thinking we could do maybe a Facebook page. We could set up a little Facebook page for this, and maybe a YouTube channel on something, and we can have people post some ideas, some just random stuff on there that we can broadcast and keep the show going. Obviously, we want to do what's best by you guys. So obviously, we don't want to just talk nonsense all our lives. I say we. I'll speak for myself, obviously. Can't
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. See, even Matt agrees. So yeah, so we'll do that, and that'll be a laugh, and we can do one show or so, regularly, and we can talk about various different things. But yeah, Vicky, thank you for engaging and getting involved. It's going well. It is going well, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Matt, you're looking well. Obviously, I'm pleased you're back to work as well, because I mean, obviously, we weren't with you for a while, were we? We didn't have you for a while, which was sad, and a lot of us missed you a lot. And you're back, which is good. I say that, and we're all off, aren't we? Unbelievable. Cool. Graham, you're crazy, not because you're crazy, but you're crazy because you associate with me.
Yeah,
I'm pleased. It's always good. Vicky says, you will be great. I love random. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Vicky. I like random too, but I like to think it going somewhere though. I like to think it's just have a night where you talk random stuff. Absolutely. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, there's not a lot to do at the moment, is there? With the whole lockdown thing, Vicky's right. You chat away, and it's better to, rather than annoy one person, it's better to annoy several, isn't it? You think? What do you reckon?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you don't have to stay here, but I'm pleased that you do. Ian says, how long are you guys off for? Good question.
Yeah.
I think it's at least 3 weeks at least, isn't it, Matt?
Yep.
I mean, it all depends on the government. I mean, if they get to the end of I'm assuming they're going to do this. I'm going to assuming they're going to get to the end of the 3 weeks, and then they're going to say, right, reassess the situation. What's the peak? Where's the peak hit? If it's hit, if it isn't hit, how many people have died? Has it slumped? They're probably going to make a suggestion to maybe extend, maybe further. I hope not, but I've got a feeling they will. What do you think?
No, I think they will, Ben. I think they will extend it further.
Yeah.
But I think but it won't be as we are now. It'll be like a half of a shutdown, if you know what I mean. They'll probably open up certain shops, like maybe like Curry's, PC Worlds, places like that have been shut down. Might be able to open.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the fast food restaurants though, because of the traffic that it brings into the seated area. but I don't see why they can't open to do deliveries.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I suppose they'll start bringing things back slowly, won't they? I mean, again, I can only say that that's probably a good thing for the sake of the UK economy, because, you know, there's got to be a point in time where I think businesses are going to have to start coming back together again, aren't they, and start pushing things out. Yeah, I fear that that's going to cause problems if they don't. Ian says passports are off until the 1st of June at the earliest, which is, yeah, quite significant. It's quite a while away. That is quite a while away. Vicky says she's going to chat later, guys. She's going to spend some time, made time for the youngest. It's made time for my youngest. Sorry. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thanks, Vicky. Again, thanks for coming on and incorporating yourself in the show, in our show.
Thank you, Vicky. Thank you.
Yeah,
Well done, Vic.
most grateful. Yeah, June. I mean, yeah, I was told by non-official source that there could be a further 3 months from the 3 weeks we've got currently in place. But I mean, another 3 months. Can you imagine? I was kind of hoping, guys, that I don't know about you, but I was kind of hoping that we were going to be back to normal by summer. But I'm probably clutching at straws there, don't you think?
Yeah.
I was hoping that maybe by June, well, just before June, you know. I was hoping that most of us will be back to normal. The situation will be near enough normal. There'll be some form of social distancing still in place. That sort of thing. I'm really hoping it will be the case, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last thing we need is everything to go back to normal, and then we get a second wave.
Exactly. They need to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that, haven't they, about a second wave? That's a very good point.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to quit this
Well,
too early in case it could be worse, wouldn't it? The second wave could be 10 times worse.
Yeah, they reckon it could be, don't they? They were saying that if we get a second wave, it'd be worse than the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. I can believe that. I mean,
Look at that.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah, absolutely. So, has anybody watched any particular TV shows then? I mean, what about you guys? I mean, obviously, with this time, having spent at home, there's only so much you can do. And I have just finished, guys. I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want to spoil it for those that haven't watched it. But I've now absolutely just finished the Game of Thrones. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with it. I've had a discussion or two with a few people that have said that they thought it was a bit flat, the ending, which, okay, I get it. But what about you, Matt? I mean, is there anything you're watching at the moment or not? I mean, you know, nothing.
Just watching reruns really of, if I'm not watching a crime program, because I like watching the old 48 Hours and First 48 Hours and old Lieutenant Joe King doing all that lot.
Yeah.
It's UFC because there's no football to watch.
Of course. And again, that's still good that it's going on, isn't it? I mean, I suppose it's not a social gathering to the point of confined, is it? I suppose, is it? Or
UFC?
Well, you get an audience, don't you? Are they still doing it then? Are they?
No.
Oh,
they're just doing reruns of their main shows over the past few years. They're working their way through all of them.
I got you.
I heard that Dana White, who owns the UFC, has bought an island, and they're going to be holding shows out there televised live.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he reckons. I saw a podcast from him the other night, well, a few days ago now, saying that they're already out there constructing the arena.
Yeah, and that makes sense because the island's going to be sort of free of the virus, isn't it? So
yeah, it's uninhabited. So
yeah, that makes good sense. I like that thinking there.
Yeah.
Then you couldn't do that with football. Just have a neutral stadium where all the teams could play their games, all the important games, and just. But I don't think it would ever work, would it? Because there's too many teams, isn't it?
well, they said that, what was it, a weekend on it, or week at Wembley, 5 games a day behind closed doors.
Yeah, that could work. I mean, it could work, couldn't it? But actually, I think they did say, didn't they, Matt, as well, going back to football, I think they did say that when it comes back, that they are thinking of maybe holding the rest of the season behind closed doors, irrelevant to the
Yeah.
leagues involved. So you could be right there. Matt Wilkins is in. He's also watching. Nice to see you, Matt. Right. We have 6. No, we don't. We have 8 viewers, peeps. Yeah, that's great. That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's really
It's
good.
better than last time, isn't it, guys? The viewing.
Well, in total honesty, I knew we were going to get good viewers because Matt's with us. And that's nothing against you, Graham. It's just that Matt is very popular. And in my opinion, I think he's very popular. And of course, I think it's other information coming through, isn't it? So he's bringing an extra piece to the floor. So I think that was maybe with his friends, your friends and my friends all combined, I think we were going to get maybe 1 or 2 extra. Just thinking like that, you know. But then again, if I was somebody outside of us 3, I wouldn't be watching this for me. I would be watching it for you guys. So at least people have got a choice now, haven't they? They've got Matt and they've got a choice. I think that's important. Everybody wants a choice in life, don't they? No one wants to be confined to only 2 options. You know what I mean? In anything. That makes sense.
Oh, no, I'll be fair, Ben. You guys done an excellent show the other night.
Oh, well.
Well, thank you.
But like Matt, but I think it comes down to the viewers, though, doesn't it? Because it's the viewers that make it, right? I think it's fair to say. Do you know what I mean? They're there, and they're throwing things at you, and you're talking with them. So it kind of feeds it forward. It goes forward from there, doesn't it? I think that helps.
Definitely.
Yeah. And you did a fantastic job of that, Matt. And I think also Vicky as well. She's gone now. She did a good job of it. There's a few people that came on. Jessica, though. Now, do you remember the girl that knows you, Graham? She went to come on, didn't she? And she didn't. I think we were just wrapping it up, weren't we, at the time she was coming on? Is she about? Is she? She's probably got other things to do, hasn't she?
Well, Jessica's just given birth to a baby girl.
Congratulations,
Jessica.
Good stuff.
Wednesday, 7 pounds 7 ounces.
Wow.
That's a healthy weight, isn't it?
Yeah, very good.
Good stuff. Congratulations, then, Jessica. Yeah, that is good. I didn't even know she was pregnant. That's good. Good stuff. Good stuff. What about you, Graham? Do you think you'll be pregnant anytime soon?
I think I already am pregnant.
So am I.
I think I can maybe get like sometimes, depending on what I eat. But that's a totally different form of pregnancy, and I'm not going to go into that. Yeah, smuttiness. No, I shouldn't go in that route of. I shouldn't be going down that route, really, should I? Let's keep it clean.
No.
Yeah. When was the? What was I going to say now? Who was the first person on the moon? We know it was Neil Armstrong, but was it America? Or were they the first, or was it Chinese?
Well, it was whoever was holding the camera.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point, yeah. So it might not have been Neil Armstrong after all. We were lied to.
No.
Yeah. Who was the cameraman? Do we even know that?
No,
I don't know. Maybe some green man or some Martian or something.
We're not talking about a tin of sweet corn now, mate. Green giant. Oh, Ian, he says, I think Americans have landed on the moon. Well, yeah, I think wasn't it the Americans and no, I'm going to say Chinese, but I think it was from the Far East, wasn't it? Was it Soviet Union when they were around? I think they were also in competition with the Americans, weren't they? And I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was close between them two, but I don't know who really. I don't think we'll know, will we?
No,
I don't think people really care, do they? To be honest.
not really. No.
No, I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Ben,
So
you have to turn. It's getting very dark.
It is getting dark. Am I getting dark or?
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Oh, I knew the topics were going south. Yeah, I do need to. Let me flick on a light. All right. Let me show the way. I'll shut the curtains. How's that? Let's flick on the old light, shall we?
Make sure you come back with clothes on.
You know what? I don't know about you guys, and I'm going to just throw it out here now. Because it's lockdown, really, unless you're going out, you're generally sitting at home doing nothing, and you know where I'm going with this. Have you ever got out of bed in the morning and not got dressed? I mean, I've got kids, so I have to get dressed. But my point I'm making is dressed in too, and I'm not talking about your everyday going out normality clothes. I'm talking staying in the PJs. Have you done that a lot?
No. I'll just put a pair of shorts on and flip-flops, and that's it, T-shirt.
Yeah, just like loungewear, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, similar to me, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually, talking about loungewear, I was actually in loungewear today, and then we talked about this stream, didn't we? And we knew we were doing this as of yesterday, and I thought to myself, well, I can't do the stream in that because things hang out. And I'm not talking about those.
God.
I'm talking about the roles that I've developed, and just getting onto that. And I want to share this because I'm proud about it. Actually, when people say about weight, and about being large, I have to say to them that I have not felt better than I have recently since I've now discovered fat rolls. And I have to say to you, I've never had them for years. I've never had them, and I would say in the last 6 to 8 months, I've got these rolls down by my hips. I'll tell you something, I love them. I love them because I feel normal now. You know, I've always said to me, Dad, right? I always said to him, I said, look, Dad, why am I so skinny? You know, I eat, I do this, I do that. And I've got high metabolism, fast metabolism. And he said, don't worry, Ben. He said, when you get older, you will put on the weight. You know, and it never happened. In the last 8 months, I have to tell you, fat rolls, I'm proud of them. Now, I know that sounds strange. I am strange. Don't need to be told it. But I like them. I like them.
Downhill.
Fat rolls. I mean, it's good, isn't it? They are good. Don't you think?
I don't know, I've had them a few years now, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, but what do you think? You're okay with them? I mean, it's who we are, aren't we? We have to care for ourselves and love who we are for what we are, and shouldn't feel that we need to be anything different to what we are, because that's what we're here to be, ourselves. Right? That makes sense. So fat rolls, love them. There's no point in hating them because they're there, and I've just learned to accept them because it's new for me. It's exciting, but I don't find it a bad thing. I'm not disappointed in them. That's what I'm getting at. Vicky's come back. Matt's incredibly bored. How many fans have you had, Matt?
No, I'm going to have another one in a minute.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Vicky says, yeah, she's back. She's done now. She says loads of, loads. She says, PJs, sorry. PJs, or should I say hubby's T-shirts? Yeah, okay. Well, talking about T-shirts, me and my partner have shared shirts before, but they're usually football tops. I think she supports Leeds because she feels sorry for me. Going commando has been nice. Not wearing a bra, Vicky. Okay. I don't wear a bra anyway.
No, nor do I.
Nah.
That's good.
I've never tried.
And just while we're on the subject, and hello Emma Francis, she's just come in as well. Just while we're on the subject, I have developed some, and I'm quite proud of those as well. We're talking about lumps, not those type of lumps, not the bad lumps, but the good lumps. I'm proud of those. I mean, it's good, isn't it? I mean, yeah.
It's called
getting far too personal, guys, isn't it? So what are we all drinking then? Are we all having a drink? I've got gin. I'm drinking gin and tonic. I thought I'd have a little gin and tonic while we're on the stream.
I've got a flask somewhere, but I don't know where I'll put it. I'm just going to have a check.
Okay, yeah, go for it. We'll see you in a little while. Emma, how are you doing, Emma? What have you been up to? What you've been doing with yourself? Thanks for coming on.
Miss Francis, you lovely creature.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. What have we got to say, mate? What have we got to say? Well, we've got to put the world to rights about anything. Is there anything that's niggling you at the moment? Is there anything in the world that's bothering you? Anything that's you can't get your head round or not?
Who are you talking to?
You. Or anybody really. I mean, anybody that wants to respond. I mean, we've got a Penny Nottingham. She's come in. Nice to see you, Penny. That's good. Yeah, I don't know really. Things are just going okay, aren't they? There's not a lot going on in the world that you can't control, and that of what you can, we know about anyway.
We've just got to plod along.
Yeah.
Do as we're told, keep our fingers crossed that we come out the other end, and and hurry up and get the bloody football back on.
Totally, I agree with that. Second that, definitely. I bet there's a lot of women, and I don't. Now, I'm going to say this, right, and I'm going to say this carefully because obviously I'm not meaning to be controversial here, and I know women do like football, and they do, but there's a lot of women I do come across that can't stand it, and absolutely are probably loving this right now, that the fellas are there and they can't watch the football and they're not hogging the sofa or whatever. Isn't that the case, girls? Yeah. And it's got to be in it. I mean,
of course it has.
Yeah, definitely. Be grateful we have jobs. Yeah, Ian's right. Yeah, I am. We are, aren't we? We are still lucky we still got jobs. I mean, that's a very important point. I have to say, I did say to my manager, and those of you that know my manager, because we share the same manager, I did say to my manager that I couldn't wait for it to get busy again and things go back to normal. And I'm only just telling the truth. I just think it's nice to have normality back. And it's only until you've lost it that you want it back so much. Jason Cash is with us. Jason Cash, nice to see you, mate. Good stuff.
That's right.
Thanks for joining the show, mate. What have you been doing, Jason? I mean, what have you been up to in this time of lockdown? Obviously, you, like us, fans of football, obviously Liverpool, obviously you're getting a bit worried. Like me, as a Leeds fan, we're getting worried, mate, aren't we? We don't know what's going on. Are we going to get promoted? Are we going to get the championship? Are we going to get the championship? That's the question.
No.
They still haven't decided, though, have they, Matt? They still not have decided.
No, they need to make a choice on what they're going to do and hurry up about it.
They do, don't they? Whatever happens. I think that's what's eating away at me at the moment. I just think...
The best thing they could do is finish the championship off and make the Premiership void so Liverpool don't win the title.
I think Jason's going to have something to say about that. Yeah, I mean, but, you know, I mean, that doesn't bother me entirely. But then if that was to happen, then assumably the same similar thing is going to happen in the Championship. And then if that, in that case, does, then that means we didn't come to getting promoted, which, you know.
Where are you in the...
We're first at the moment, but only by, I think, a couple of points, if I remember last checking. But the argument has it that we've played almost over 80%, was it 80% of the games? So the argument is standing that, well, let's just rule it as it is, as stands, on the basis that we don't get the league back running again. But then you've got arguments on the other hand, people saying, but then what about those that are fighting for staying up? You know, those who are in a relegation battle that actually could make it out of the relegation, but, you know, as not at the moment, they're in the relegation now. But they might automatically then have to go down, which they're saying is not fair, because they're saying, but actually we could get back up. We could still have the games and points to stay up. So I think it's a difficult one, and I'm really not sure how they're going to do this without physically playing it.
Well, there was talk that if they were to avoid the season and let the league stand as they are, the top three go up of each league, get promoted automatically, no relegations. So the following season, they have more go back down and bring it back to that level.
Right. Yeah. What? So say what? No relegation or promotion for what? 2 seasons or something like that, or a season?
No, they'd have to have. No. What I'm saying, they have said that maybe they'll promote the teams that are first, second, and third.
Yeah.
As it's promote them into the next league, but nobody comes down.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
I mean,
it extends the league, but then maybe drop 4 instead of 3 relegations. Drop 4,
yeah.
and only have 2 go up.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, so more go down the next time round at the next season. Yeah. That's a good point. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
If this was a football match, if you were playing a football match,
Yeah,
and the game was abandoned after 75 minutes, the whatever score that game is when it finished at 70 or over 75 minutes stands. So as you said, they played 75-80% of the season. So why can't they do it on that aspect?
well, they might well do, because wasn't it said that, is it the Belgian league? I think they ruled it as it stands now, and I think they've taken the league as it stands now. And I think that's where conversations come about, where they might then do that for the rest of the leagues. So I don't know. I think the Belgian leagues have already made that decision. So I don't think it's going to be long before something comes from this. I mean, at the moment, I think it's all been said, isn't it? They're going to play the rest of the games, but in the worst case scenario, play them behind closed doors. I think that's where we are at the moment, isn't it? So that could change. We have Emma. Emma says, she says she can't wait to go back to work, and she's never thought she'd say that. Yeah, Emma, totally.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait.
Ian Reeman says, yes, Matt, totally agree. He agrees with you, mate. I don't know what he agrees with you on. Pretty much everything you said, which makes sense. I think he's talking about Liverpool. Jason's very quiet on this one, so he's being polite, which is good which is normal for Jason. Jason is a polite chap. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
He is. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, we've covered the lockdown. We've covered football. We have covered. What else have we covered? We've covered.
Chicken and the egg.
Chicken, the egg. Yeah. The dodo. That was an interesting one. Where did that come from?
Dodo. A little bit about coronavirus.
Yeah.
Oh.
We've covered that. About Liverpool. Oh yeah. Ian's just come back about Liverpool. I thought it was, mate. I thought it was. Yeah. Well, that's kind of something I'm sure, and I might be wrong in saying this, but surely Manchester United and Manchester City fans have that in common, right? Over Liverpool. I mean, is there that similar rivalry there? I mean, I think that rivalry is more with Manchester United, isn't it? I don't know. Am I wrong in that?
To be fair, I mean, they've been the best team in the season so far.
Yeah.
If it was to say, right, we just leave it as it is, whatever as it stands, let them be champions, give them their first trophy, their league trophy, and they won't win it again next year. So what's the odds?
Well, you never know.
I don't want Bournemouth to go down.
Yeah, Bournemouth. Well, you said something earlier talking about football again, and Graham's asleep right now.
No, I'm
especially
awake.
as a Chelsea fan. I'm only kidding you, Graham.
I'm being educated.
Well, I don't know about that. You get more education from Matt than you will me over football, that's for sure. No, when you said, Matt, about going up but not having teams go down, I think that could work. That way then, like you say, Bournemouth will be protected, won't they? They'll stay up. And I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense because I think a team has got more to lose by going down than they have winning a title. Right?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah. So I think you're onto something there, and it's not any club's fault in that position at this time. Whereas, of course, coronavirus, everything stopped. Obviously, they're possibly able to get out of a relegation battle. So I don't think it's their fault in it at all. And if I would imagine if you ask them, and if it was down to them, they would want to play to become safe. They want to find out where they're going to be. I think so, and that's out of their hands. So I think you're right. I think put people up, keep people where they are.
Yeah.
But then you're going to get those that,
have 4 drop down the following season, relegated, and only 2 go up. The top 2 go up automatically. Yeah. Until it levels itself back out.
I think you're absolutely right, Matt, and I think that's the only way to do it. And I'm proud of that idea because obviously that suits me too. Holly Martin is on. Hello, Holly. Holly. I'm assuming Holly's not working either because I think Ian did say earlier about the whole passport thing, suspension time. Not suspension, but you know what I mean. Holly's not working either. What about? You can't talk about work clients, I suppose. It's difficult. You've got to be careful about these things. But Graham, I mean, you've got some funny stories, or can't you discuss them? I mean, you can't discuss them. It's fine.
No, I can. I can safely do so.
Okay.
And changing things, yeah.
Well, Graham, firstly, you might want to just mention what you do, because you're in care work, aren't you?
Yes, I work in the mental health sector.
Right. Good on you, mate. E-worker. Is there any funny moments?
Yeah.
But no, it's probably serious, aren't they? Because they're all serious moments in that sort of line of work, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, there is no funny moments in this line of work.
No.
Not even in our job, Matt, is it? We're in a serious line of work as well, aren't we, really?
Well, we have viewers into our entertainment, don't we?
There has been, and I'm sure you can agree, Matt, there has been some moments that I'm sure we know we can't divulge here, but has happened over the years that we can probably chuckle at. Yeah, we'll have to leave that there, I think. Yeah, I mean, yeah, strange times. But have you noticed that the supermarkets, they are getting better, aren't they? They're filling up, and, I don't suppose there are too many people now, are they? That, the whole stockpiling thing. I think people are being more responsible now when they're shopping, wouldn't you say? I think we're starting to see more toilet rolls now. Yeah, they're making more toilet rolls.
I think they have been a bit more responsible, but I have noticed though certain items are still quite scarce.
Yeah.
Like flour, corn flour, anything you want. If you want to do some baking,
yeah,
and you go, I line up at Morrison's and wait 15, 20 minutes to get inside, and they haven't got what you want, or they have some eggs, for example, but you're not paying £2 something for a pack for 6 eggs. They can stick those where the sun don't shine.
Absolutely.
So you go,
Yeah, no, I agree with
exactly.
you.
I mean, do you care where if the egg came first?
Yeah, and Natalie Chatfield's watching, so hi Nat. Nat knows Nat too. I've got to be honest, if you take certain shops, right, there's been certain shops that have been putting up prices on certain items, and people have been like, oh, they're taking advantage, it's exploitation, because of the whole coronavirus thing. And you could ask yourself, yeah, maybe there is a little bit of exploitation here and there. These are like private businesses, private companies and so on. But you've also got to suggest that maybe it's because the suppliers are getting more demand and they're putting maybe up their prices. And then, of course, because of that, they're having to compete with the suppliers. And it's come about because I saw somebody on Facebook, and it wasn't somebody I knew, but it was somebody that filmed. You might have seen this, guys, and some of the viewers filmed walking into a local newsagents, went to buy some toilet roll, and they were like £10 a toilet roll. Like not a roll, but as a pack of, I think it was about a pack of 4 or a pack of 6. It was about £10, and it was extortionate. And the chap said to the guy, hang on, this is not right. This is exploitation. And the guy said, look, out you go. I don't want any trouble, this sort of thing. And they were looking to phone the police. But it turns out that when people were commenting, you always get a different opinion. And somebody said, but you've got to think about the, like the suppliers. They're charging all this extra money for these items because they're going like hotcakes. So who's in the right and who's in the wrong? I mean, it's business. It's, I suppose it is exploitation in a way, but for that little shop, he's going to have to put his prices up if he's going to pay more for it, or is he? I mean, where do you draw the line there? It's difficult.
No, I think you're correct, Ben, in that respect, to do with the wholesalers, because we buy like in quite a large quantity, a great big bag of rice. Yeah. And they normally retails between £12 and £14. Right. £40.
What?
40
for a bag of rice.
So yeah, and that was because the wholesaler didn't just whack up their prices by like 1 or 2%. They really whacked it up.
Crazy. It's disgusting.
No, it's situations like that where the government needs to, to grab hold of the reins a bit
you don't want it to become a money-making scheme, do you? You don't want this virus to become a money-making scheme. Georgina Smith, she's in. Nice to see you, Georgina. Nice to see you as well when we all went out. Was it around Christmas time, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember the memories, some of the times going back to Passenger. They were brilliant. Jessica Stratton, she's now come on, Graham. She's here. She's watching.
Hello, Jess. How are you?
She says...
You have to read it.
What's that? She said, where's the... Ah, right. She said, where's the dresses, gents? Were you supposed to wear dresses?
Oh, yes. She wanted us to do... dress up in drag.
Okay, well, in Matt's
Matt,
defense,
are you up for that? Drag?
What's that?
Next week?
dresses, Benjamin.
We're only women.
Well, she says dresses, Benjamin. Okay, in Matt's defense, he's excluded from this because I never told him, so he's okay. He's out of the woods. Graham and I, on the other hand, we can't get out of this, can we, mate?
Oh.
But then you didn't remind me, so can I blame Graham, Jessica, or not? Or have I got to take equal responsibility for this? Chris McGraw's watching.
I don't know how this is going to come out, but basically, Jess has been waiting for a long time to get me in a bloody dress. Yeah.
I haven't even got a dress to wear.
I wouldn't be able to find one to fit.
You can wear one of your missus, Ben.
Yeah, I suppose I could, actually. That'll get the viewers up, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'll have a think about that, Graham. I'm not sure about that, actually. I mean, Jess, can we have a think about that, yeah? Can we come back to you on that?
Why is that yes?
Hey?
Oh, you would.
Chris McGraw's watching. Nice. I think I've already said Chris was on. People are still coming in. That's great. That's really good. I'm really pleased that people have got time for us, guys. I mean, Matt, everyone's got time for you. We know that already. Graham, same applies, mate. I mean, how many people followed you when you did your dog walk? I mean, I thought that was great. Graham's just got into this whole filming live stuff, haven't you, mate? And you've been doing it with the dog walking. And I have to say, they were really impressive. And I said earlier about your daughter, and she was holding the camera, and she was also bringing some information in and stuff. And it's great, isn't it? And it's a great way to communicate with people, I think. It's fair to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right. So Jessica's also having a word with, I think she's going to have a word with Vicky by the looks of it. She's saying dresses. So anyway, so if you get a knock on the door, Graham, by Vicky anytime soon with a few dresses, I'll leave it up to you, yeah? You do what you think necessary. I don't think I could wear a dress. I don't know. I've never worn a dress. Have you ever worn a dress?
Wearing a dress, Mr. Ben?
I've never worn a dress. Have you? Ever?
No.
No? What about you, Graham?
No.
Hang on a minute. No. I can't even do it. Yeah.
I tell a lie, yes, I have.
Go on.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
It
was when the tunnel was being built, when I was working on that.
Did you say the tunnel?
Yeah, the Channel Tunnel, when it was being built, I worked up at the canteen on the lowest site at Shakespeare.
Yeah.
It was on a shutdown. It was after one of the accidents on there. No, I want tea. No, I didn't. Tea, please. I'm busy. Go away. And I put one of the 8 dresses on, right, for a laugh. And right, and they were all green. They were. Well, the little gits, they threw me out at the back end of the back door of the canteen.
Yeah.
Right, I went flat on my face. 2 lads from the infrastructure were walking by. I went, "Are you all right, love?"
Brilliant.
Yeah, I never lived that one down on there.
You might remember me dad then, Matt, if you worked on the tunnel. Transmarshlink, yeah?
No, I worked for the catering group that was on there, CCG.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What did he do up there?
Hey?
What did he do?
I think he was a foreman. He worked in Transmarshlink when he was a charge hand or foreman, I think, at the time. Back in the early Say again.
At Shakespeare Cliff.
Yeah, well, I think so. Yeah, Samfire Highway, is it?
Yeah, where's Samfire Ho is?
Yeah. He worked down there. I remember when I was younger, when I was at school, I remember him having to go out a lot of nights, obviously, because it was a lot of night work, wasn't it? So he went out and, he later on told us a few stories, some good, some not so good. Yeah, some quite horrific, actually. But
Mate, yeah, we won't go into some details.
Nah, I don't think it's wise. Jessica says, right, what did she say? She says, yeah, because
I'm all ears.
Say again, Graham.
I'm listening, Jess. I'm listening.
Yeah, so she has said, Graham. She says because she supplies the court dresses, for the pageantry, beauty pageantry. So
yeah.
So when we're talking dresses, we're not just talking dresses, are we? We're talking really spangly dresses, yeah. We're talking really like fairy-like dresses, pretty dresses. That worries me. You would be okay, mind you. You wear a crown well, Graham. Just saying. I think you'll be okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about me and Matt. I don't think Matt could pull it off. Actually,
no. I'd be the sugar plum fairy.
Ben.
I know who you could be, Ben.
Go on.
You could be the version of Joanne Alumni, because you're tall, you're extremely skinny, you have no arse. All you need is a wig.
Oh dear.
I once played golf, actually, and the woman that was with me, mention no names, quoted my arse when I stood over the ball. And from that moment on, I never played good golf again. But anyway.
Yeah, I know, we deliberately stayed quiet then.
Yeah. Vicky says, I'm not liking the idea. She says she might have a vino. Vicky, absolutely, why not? Get the vino out. I'm drinking gin, for all sakes. Gin and tonic. I'm actually almost finished one, so I'm still talking. It will get quieter as I get more drunker. Does that make sense? Drunker. That's smooth. What you got there, Teddy?
Yeah, no, PG.
PG tips.
PG tips.
Absolutely.
I quite like Yorkshire tea, but I like PG tips too. Has anybody ever told you, and some of you all know, when I'm at work, I have, or I did have Yorkshire tea up at B&M. They were doing a deal up there. Cheap. I think it was like £1. You get a box of tea bags, but it was rich tea. It's rich tea, dunked biscuit, Yorkshire tea. And I'm not joking. These things taste like Yorkshire tea and rich tea. Yeah, weird. Only I could probably buy something like that. And when I brought them to work, a couple of people tried it, didn't like it. I absolutely loved it. And it goes alongside my, what is it? The powdered tea. You know, you can buy powdered tea, QT. It's just quick and easy. Isn't it? And that was vile, wasn't it, really? I mean, it wets the whistle. That's the main thing. Isn't it?
Absolutely.
Pete Bignall's watching. Nice to see you, Pete. Another budding Leeds fan. There are still Leeds fans out there, honest. Who else we got? We got a good little group of people here. 7 viewers, guys. It's still keeping up. There you go, Matt. See, I knew this would work. I knew when we got you on the set, it would work. I couldn't wait. So, talk to me about your son, Matt. I mean, he's doing his music, isn't he? So is he writing any more stuff, or has he got any plans?
He's got loads. He just writes them off the cuff, mate. He just well, it's amazing. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
And then he'll pick the tune out, the chord, and everything, and then he'll download the tune, and then he puts all the words to the tune, and then he'll just upload it.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. Who does the music side of it though? Did he do all that as well?
No, he gets that online.
Oh, yeah.
There's people that make the tunes that are there for people to use.
Nice.
But the rest of it, he does himself. He edits it all himself and puts it all together.
Yeah. That's really good. I mean, I was just talking about that with Graham earlier about editing, and it's a skill. You know what I mean? You've got to know what you're doing, and you've got to have the right software to be able to do it. And we were saying about this, weren't we, Graham? About like doing these shows and so on, and all these talks,
Yeah.
and actually editing the material and making it more watchable, if that's even possible. For you know what I mean? But just kind of add things. You can, use a bit of camera trickery and stuff like that. I mean, it's really good. It's interesting stuff to get into.
Well, he used to have he used to do his own YouTube channel,
Right.
and he used to do, he'd go out and do a video, and then he'd just come home and sit at the laptop and change it all, and take him forever.
Yeah.
And then he'd get it all up online on his channel.
Interesting. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. And
a long way. He's got a few people that have messaged him that want to do like a duet with him or feature in one of his songs, and so he's going the right way. Put it that way. This is not out on the streets causing trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the case. And in fact, yeah. I mean, think of the talent that money comes with it. I mean, it's not all about money, or you do it because you enjoy it. But obviously, it's if you know what you're doing, then reap the benefits and rewards. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But though, I'm really taken in by that. I think 11 years old, I was quite shocked, Matt, when you said to me about your son's stuff. I thought, yeah, great, let's do it. Yeah, why not? Because I was talking, guys, about putting some music on the start of this live stream, and I said about how I was a bit concerned about copyright. You know, YouTube are very funny. YouTube, if you're listening, but probably not. But they're very funny about certain materials. So if you use copyrighted material, they can actually cut large chunks of your video out. So you have to be very careful about that. And I thought, well, Facebook might just do the same. So I was very particular about using proper artistic work or artists' work. But then if, like, for example, Matt has said, or his son has said, yeah, no problem, and then, yeah, I could use that. And in fact, why not? It's promotion as well to something I thought was pretty good. I was quite shocked when I heard how good it was. Not to say I didn't think it was going to be good, because I did think it was good, but it better than I thought. 11 years old and writing music like that, I was taken in by that. So I'm well chuffed. So if you listen to this stream, guys, please do listen to the stream at the beginning. You hear a lot of the music. It'll still be there for you to watch back. But is it Young Infinity, isn't it? Infinity, Young Infinity. That's right. And it's Young spelled with Y-U-N-G. That's it.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. So check them out. You got SoundCloud. Are they on YouTube, Matt?
Not put any on YouTube yet. He's just done SoundCloud, and I think he's set up a Facebook page, Young Affinity, where you got the link to go to the SoundCloud to listen to them.
Nice. Yeah, really good. Really impressed. So, yeah, thanks to him for allowing us to use his material. I mean, impressed. If we get rich, Matt, we know where we've got to give some of our money then, don't we?
No, if Rich, he's got to bring it some of our way.
Yeah, well, there is that as well. Maybe that's a deal. I'll leave that down to you. Ben Birch, nice to see you, Ben. Vicky also says that the kids are now in bed. Yeah, I know the feeling there, mate. I'll come on to that in a second. Youngest in bed, and your hubby works away. Yeah, I hope he's staying safe. Obviously, you're home alone with the kids, and you're enjoying time to chill. Yeah, that's good. And please, thanks very much. Please enjoy this, even if it's hard to. Come here and watch us is something, isn't it? I feel privileged. Don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks very much. Definitely. Yeah, you're talking about kids. That's another reason. Like the kids are going out of their minds. I mean, because, can you imagine if when we were young, we were told we had to stay in on a lockdown? No going out, no seeing your mates. How balmy would you go? I don't even think we could have coped with it, could we? I don't think I could. Not at that age.
I think we could have probably coped a little bit better than what generation is now, because personally, there wasn't much technology around when I was, primary school age. I mean, I didn't have my first mobile phone until oh God, what year was it? 94, 95.
Right.
So I think I would just been out in the back garden or something with a couple of sticks and some stones.
Oh, what, throwing stones between the sticks, is it? Do you remember that?
Yeah, and playing some marbles or something.
Has that got any rules to it? I might play that with the kids tomorrow.
You can use snails.
Can you? Oh, no, you can't. No, surely you can't. I might stand on them.
We'll have a slug race.
Slug
Yeah,
race.
that's a good one.
Yeah, and the loser gets sorted. No,
Yeah.
that's not. I'm only joking. I wouldn't even do that to a slug. I wouldn't. Have you ever done it to a slug, though? Saying that, I probably have when I was younger. You know, I've actually played with a fly once. I know that sounds weird, but what happened was I pulled a wing off this fly, and it was only going round in circles. It was spinning round in circles and making this really weird noise. And so what I'd done, and I was in the garden, this was when I was young in the old house, parents' house, and I had this sand bucket, sand. And I remember putting it at the bottom of the sand, and it found its way. I wanted to see if it could do it with like one wing, and that's cruel, even if it is a fly. But it was able to get from the bottom of the sand in the bucket all the way up to the top of the bucket. And the moment it got to the top, I put it back down to the bottom again. And I was doing that time and time again. Obviously, if my mum found out, or my dad, they probably would have told me off because it's dirty, right? Flies are dirty, they carry germs. But I mean, at the time, you know, we did all sorts of things as kids. But yeah, I played with a fly. I mean, I never thought I could do that again. I mean, I was quite fortunate to be able to have caught it. I know it's odd, and I'll let you say that if you want to say that. That's fine. It is odd. But, you know, when you're a kid, you explore. Magnifying glasses. Who's had fun with magnifying glasses?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I used to see how they could cope, see how long it would take before an ant to stop. No, actually, I can't go on with this.
Oh,
I do love animals, people. What about you, Graham? Have you ever played with a magnifying glass?
Well, not pointing it at any insects.
Oh, it's one way to get rid of an ant's nest, that's for sure. And it's more fun. Oh, flying ants. Do you remember those? We don't get a lot of flying ants these days, do we? Or do we? When was the last time you saw flying ants about?
They don't normally come until it's extremely hot. Yeah. And those soldier ants, those are great big things.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah. I mean, worse for motorcyclists, isn't it? You get them all in your lid and everything. They just hit you and bounce off you all the time. Yeah. I mean, cars, and also cars as well if you're driving. I mean, I don't remember. I remember when I was young, I think I always remembered flying ants about a lot. I don't know if it's because the climate was a lot different when we were younger. I mean, obviously, global warming and everything, things do change. But I don't know, I just remember when I was young, flying ants, a lot of times they would be about. But as I say, I don't think we get so much these days. Jodie Bishop's watching. I haven't seen Jodie for ages. Jodie Bishop also worked with us. She worked on Passport as well. I'm not even sure she's still with us. Well, she is, evidently. But, I mean, as in with us. Yeah. Well, then. So, how have we found it, guys? Have we enjoyed ourselves?
But away with the fun.
I've enjoyed it. Been all right.
It's been all right, isn't it? And it's good, and it's a good thing to do, isn't it? Catching up. I mean, we can't do it physically, and Matt, it has been a real privilege. I mean, when you came back from what? How long away were you for? Because you went away for
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. Was it 2 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a long time, and it did seem like forever for us lot back at work, and we were so pleased when we saw you come back. But then, like I say, now we're in lockdown, so now this is the only way we can catch up, which is great. I'm glad we have. Graham, same with you, mate. You're probably loving the idea of not being able to see me. To be honest, I mean, you could probably tolerate this much, but yeah, yeah, we haven't caught up for ages. Do you remember when we started the gym? Do you remember that? We did that for what? I don't know, 2-3 months. We were really on it, weren't we? And then we stopped. We got bored, didn't we? And do you remember I said we're never going to get bored? And I did, didn't I? I was the first one to bail, wasn't I? Unbelievable.
Why don't that surprise me?
Yeah.
It's like with gadgets with Ben. He has to have something new every now and then. He's already got his eyes on this like new, is it QED LED TV?
QLED.
Yeah.
No, it's
yeah.
yeah. It's a new. It's a new QLED that's being invented by Samsung, I believe. They're looking at, I think, in rolling it out in the summer, either this year or next year, but they're working on it. And it's supposed to be better than the QLED that you can get this time round, which is, again, crystal LED display, LED display, all this sort of thing, 4K. But yeah, this technology that they're working on is supposed to be like never seen before, amazing. But also that comes with a price tag, doesn't it? And to be honest, I don't really think, personally, I think it's a waste of money. And I'm going to say this, I'll say it's a waste of money. I think it's a waste of money at the moment because you can't use the full specifications of the quality anyway at the moment, because mainstream television isn't 4K compatible, unless, of course, you buy Sky, that, of course, enables you to have the QTV, isn't it? Q-Box or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the same applies, I'm sure, to Virgin. So it's all these people are going out, going, oh yeah, 4K, 8K, whatever K. They're going out there, they're buying it, they're spending a good part of 800 to, if that's what you're spending, 800 to, I don't know, close to £2,000. And then you're getting this TV home and it's all standard definition or high definition. And you think, well, we're not getting the benefit of it. I mean, gaming consoles and stuff are seeing it. Obviously, it's all compatible with 4K, some of that stuff. But your normal standard television isn't 4K. So I don't know. I think people are being ripped off a little bit there. I don't know. That's just what I think.
Yeah.
Decide. Graham, I'm pleased to say you're still awake.
Yeah, I'm just about still awake. Well, I managed to get about an hour and 20 minutes rest earlier. So
yeah, that was good. Yeah,
and I've topped up on like some strong coffee.
How are you coping with this, Matt? I mean, you must have had to plan for this. You must have, knowing you were coming on here to put up with me for an hour and a half. You must have thought to yourself, right, how am I going to best be suited coping with this? I mean, did you have a kit?
Did I have a kit?
Yeah.
No, mate. No. I couldn't wait for it to start.
Yeah. Oh. No, me neither. And you know something? I'll tell you, there's a little bit of a story behind all this. I mean, and Graham will know. I mean, Graham, we met in politics, didn't we? I'm not talking about politics as such, but I'm just going to say that politics was good for a number of reasons. Not because of politics being politics, but because it gave you an opportunity to see different people, meet different people, and talk to people publicly, and so on and so forth. And if you're interested in that sort of thing, it's a good way to get into it. And in a weird way, it was nice that people sort of saw things the same as you, so that you're on their side and they're on yours, and you can speak for them. It's a weird experience, whereas I actually quite enjoyed. But it was always temporary, Graham, wasn't it? And there was always going to become a time where I'd be unelected. I think it's fair to say that, sometimes it's good to move aside and let somebody else have a go. And, sometimes you need fresh blood. And remember, we were hearing a lot, weren't we, about how it was said that, councils need fresh blood in to do different jobs and stuff. Same old people, we need fresh blood. But yeah, so even applies to me. I was in for a term of office and I did what I thought I could do. And then so I stood down through due process, and then others have come in. So you need fresh blood. I think it's good to have that. You don't want the same people with the same ideas all the time. And I think for anybody that wants to do this, not just this, what we're doing now, but engaging with people is get involved in community, get involved in community groups, politics as well. And politics can be fun. It's what you make of it. It doesn't have to be boring and grindy. It can be fun, and you can meet some great fun people in doing so. But you can do that in anything, can't you? Games, groups, and stuff like that. Football teams, getting involved with football teams, and so on. My point I'm making is getting involved and speaking outwardly to everybody. It's good, and some people enjoy it, and some people don't. Some people just don't want to get involved at all, do they? As our viewers go down to 2. Now it's time for me to stop talking. Oh. But yeah, no, I'm really grateful. Go on, Matt.
Come on, guys, get back online. Yeah,
I mean, slowing up a little bit. But then again, how long have we been going for now, guys? We've what, 2 hours, have we? Nearly 2 hours?
More. Well, nearly. It'd be nearly 3. Come about 10 past 9.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, we peaked, didn't we? We peaked to about 8 people. And bearing in mind, Graham, you shared it with some public groups, didn't you? You not only put it up on your Facebook.
I've shared it with the Dover for Devorians, a couple of other Dover sites, but not the Delighted or the Disgruntled. I didn't do them because they're likely not to probably agree to the post, so I didn't bother. I also shared it to a community group in Hastings.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if we've got had anyone from there.
Well, yeah, Jordan Schaefer says, go, Matt. There you go. We've got another. We're up to 4 again.
Well, there you go. Come on, guys.
There you go. See, I told you, Matt, didn't I? You said, come on, guys, get online, and there you go. What happens? We get 4. See, I knew it would work. And you know, I think, yeah, if there's a bit of interest in this, I think we could carry on. But like I say, you know.
How long for? Another 3 hours?
No, until you fall asleep.
No, look, we are not going to be your guinea pigs, mate.
It's like the Russian experiment, isn't it? When you got to stay awake for as long as you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
My experiment. No,
it's all right for Matty because he's got a partner that brings him up cups of PG tips. I have to go out and locate my flask and make myself a coffee.
Well, there you go. Have you got a whip?
Another one in a minute. I've got that.
Have you got a whip?
Yeah, I've got a riding crop.
Rather you than me, mate.
Not that I've ever used it for that purpose.
No. Yeah,
right.
Well, for both purposes, actually.
What's the time anyway? Are we 9 o'clock yet?
No, it's 1:45.
Well,
I'm being very, very clean with my output, so don't worry. Yeah, I'm wondering where it is now. I'm going to look for it.
Oh, I didn't know you liked horses, Graham.
Yeah, I used to ride horse. Well, I haven't for.
What was her name?
It's got to be nearly 20 years now.
Yeah, you missed that. Move on.
No, I'm deciding not to pay attention to what's her name.
I'm glad you didn't take offence to that, Graham, because that was disgusting. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I don't know why I said that anyway.
Don't lie, Ben. You meant every word.
I know. What was its name? And if it's a female, then technically it was in the right context. So what was its name? What was the horse's name? Can you remember?
But it wasn't Camilla. I know that much.
That's a relief. Oh, come on. What was it? What was it? Can you even remember? Was it your horse?
No, I can't remember the horse's name. An actual horse, which has got 4 legs.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about any 2-legged species. And if I were, I wouldn't be referring to a horse really.
Oh, no. Okay, I must have misunderstood you then.
I think you probably did, yeah. No, horses. No, they're not beautiful enough, are they, horses? To be women.
Matt's got a headache.
He has, and look, yeah, he has. He's going, oh my God, what is going on? What have I done to myself? Oh, right, I didn't know that. I had somebody I once was involved with who had a horse. It was a very own horse. And on a Saturday afternoon, now get this, right? She's not on my Facebook. And if she was, she wouldn't be watching this, I can tell you now. All right. But she and I, we were together for about a couple of years. And on a Saturday, well, most days, she was either feeding her horse or clearing her horse's bed out or going out and picking up poo, all right, of all things, in the field. It was part of what they had to do when they had a horse stable and everything else. Anyway, cut long story short, and I'm waffling on, the options I had on the weekend was if I wanted to see her, I'd have to help her poo pick. Right, and well, I was young, and I just thought, well, I don't want to see her, and I want to be with her, so I said yes, and so I did, and so that was the moral of that story. That was completely pointless. Sorry about that.
So you're telling us you didn't go for a good ride then?
No, I didn't. Well, I had a ride once. Are you talking about the horse?
Well, of course, because it's like 12 minutes to 9, mate.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Yeah, no. Yeah, the horse was great. I went round the school. It was 17 hands horse. So for anybody that knows about horse height, and that's quite big. And I remember sitting on it, and she not pulled the horse along, but she directed the horse. I'm using terminology that means nothing because I don't know. People that have horse literature knows what I'm talking about. But I was in the school, for those that do know what I'm talking about, and I was going around in circles. I wasn't allowed out of the school because.
Like what we are.
Eh? Yeah. I suppose it is a school, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I'm not educating anyone, so it can't be that good. It can't be anything.
Circles.
Yeah. Well, I do that quite often. You know that. You know me. Have you seen me in the lanes? What was I saying? So I wasn't allowed out of school, and a school was basically a square box, wooden box that you go in, and it's a sand pit, and the horse goes round, and you can do different techniques. And so that if you're new, or if you're a beginner, you don't have to go in the big wide world and be taken off by this horse. And she used to go to a lot of shows and stuff like that. But that was the moral of my story. She cared more, I think, for the horse than she did me, and understandably so. It had personality. No, I did too, I think. No, she said, look, if you want to come and see me, you can come up to the yard. And I used to go up the yard. And then I used to walk to river to the yard where she had her horse. And I used to pull up with her. I think I was the privileged one to push the wheelbarrow. Yeah. I think I did. No, we swapped around. That's right. We swapped around, make it interesting. Anyway, that's the end of that. So, yeah. She had lovely thighs, though, because they do, don't they? In the riding, they build them up because of the athleticism in the yeah, but that's another thing. What time is it?
It's 10 to 9, so we can't be talking about
thighs. No, less chicken thighs. I was bought a barbecue actually, and I'm hoping to use it. You know, the weather's been good, and obviously we are confined to our gardens for outdoor use of life. So I was thinking about, you know, taking the barbecue out there and having a barbecue over the next few days. Chicken thighs. But I prefer burgers myself. I'm not bothered about chicken thighs so much. Yeah, do you eat chicken when you have barbecues? Is it something that you remember to get? You know, your sausages, your burgers, that sort of stuff. But do you bother with chicken thighs? They're pointless,
Yes.
aren't they? They're too small, aren't they? Do you, Matt? Do you have chicken thighs?
Love chicken.
Yeah? That's good. Graham, do you like chicken, do you? He's gone to sleep.
Chicken. I'm not going to sleep.
Oh, he's gone to sleep. Yeah, we're back down to 2. See, I've got to stop talking, guys, because I'm talking. Everyone's disappearing. Yeah. So anyway, what we've been watching then. So I said Game of Thrones. Obviously, I'll finish that now. Disappointed. I was thinking maybe starting to watch it again, but if we've got a lockdown potentially of another 3 months, I could well do that, and I could probably get from start to finish. Graham Lane, you've got low bandwidth, mate. Apparently.
Yeah, I know we've got an issue with our internet. It's lucky that it's managed to hold together, actually.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's the first time it's told us for the viewers watching, so you might be okay. We'll see how it holds up. But you seem to be okay. And Matt's just perfect. I mean, we've seen Matt's face. He looks pretty good. It's really well buffered. Can you say that? Is that buffered? Buffered? Yeah, buffered.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, the gin's going down well. What do you drink, Matt? Do you drink? Are you much of a drinker?
No.
No. What about you, Graham? Do you drink much? You drink beer, don't you?
No, I'm more of a spirit person. I like whiskey, spiced rum, but I don't, and a rosé or red wine. But I haven't actually had alcohol now for about 2.5 months. I've been very good.
How have you coped? I'm joking.
I've had a drink since Christmas Day.
That's good. You haven't had a drink
It's
since?
good.
No.
Oh,
Not alcohol.
It's amazing what that PG tips can keep you going.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Well, big up for PG tips.
Not Yorkshire tea with tea flavour.
No, that's just weird.
Yorkshire tea with what?
Rich tea flavour.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're just weird, Ben.
Northern side of the country, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know why I started drinking rich tea. I don't know. I just like it. I just like the taste of it. I think tea's tea, isn't it? I mean, is there really that much differentiation between tea? I think most of it tastes the same, doesn't it? There is,
No,
yeah?
don't.
Right.
No. If you get a cheap version and the PG tips, you'll tell the difference in the flavour.
I will say this though, I have found with certain tea bags, depending on what they are, sometimes they don't colour very well. Do you know what I mean? So you're straining the tea against the side of the cup, and sometimes you're getting only a very slight colouring, and other times you're getting a deep colouring. Depends on how you like it. Some of you can't get colour out of it at all.
I know. They're the weak ones. They're the cheap ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you a big fan of Earl Grey? I can't do that. Can you?
Yeah, Earl Grey tea is very nice.
Yeah.
It is. I like it as well. But I do have to have it with a dash of milk. I can't have it like with no milk.
Oh no, you got to have a bit of milk with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you've got to have tea and milk, can you? I think in any situation, regardless of what the bag is, you've got to have tea and milk.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's some people that drink black coffee. I have done that before, but I can't drink that. I mean, I like coffee, but I can't drink it black.
Oh, I can drink coffee black, no problem.
Yeah. What about you, Graham?
Yeah.
I can as well, but it needs to be a medium strength. I can't. If it's too strong or too weak, I just don't like it.
Right.
And it just a certain kind as well, like Dow Edberts.
Yes.
And that's one of my favourites. And the darker version.
Dark roast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've got at the moment. It's really nice.
Yeah, Dow Edbert's nice. It's expensive, but it's nice, isn't it? It is a nice coffee.
Yeah.
I only drink coffee when I'm at work, to tell you the truth. If I'm getting up in the morning and I'm getting ready for work, I'll have a coffee. But I don't tend to drink coffee. I mainly drink tea. Yeah, that's what I drink. Or gin, but mainly tea. For everybody that's listening, mainly tea.
No, I hope you don't drink gin at work.
No, not at work. I've thought about it. No.
It might explain a few things that you do at work if you are drinking gin.
Yeah, I have my moments. Yeah. Well, Matt, actually, yeah, I had struggled a couple of times at work. Actually, I've got to be careful what I say, I suppose. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag or say too much. But as you might know, I was prescribed with iron tablets. And what I didn't know was I had a low iron count. I had a deficiency. And it was on the borderline of anemia, which I was quite surprised about. And I can't explain the feeling or the symptom, but it's very similar from what I do know, hadn't spoken to others. It's very similar to those that suffer with diabetes when they have their slump. And is that the right word I'm using? And so for a while, I was actually at work. At times, I felt really weird. I couldn't put a finger on it, but I felt really weird. And it was only until I went to the doctors after it happening rather regularly, where they said I had an iron deficiency. And so they put me on these iron tablets. And ever since then, I've been. Now I'm going to say, and I'm going to see a crease in Matt's lips there. Maybe the occasional laugh. I'm going to say I've now started to feel normal. Right. But I never did. Once upon a time, I actually felt quite rough. And I was saying to one of the guys at work, who was it now? It was Lee. I was saying to Lee, if he's watching, about just how much better I felt about having these tablets, and I felt more human, if that makes sense, or more normal to the point of how I think I should have felt. Because I'd felt like this for a long time without these particular tablets. I just kind of didn't accept. I didn't expect anything to be wrong. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm glad everyone's happy, and I'm certainly happy, and yeah, didn't need to talk about that. Ryan Woodbury, yeah, he's back. Everyone's coming in and out. Actually, I've noticed that people are coming in, clearing off, and coming back again.
We've got 6 now.
Yes, we have. It's all right, isn't it? Yeah. So what's bothering people then? So come on. So, we've had a chat, and we've had a good time, us three. What's, the people watching, I mean, what is it that's niggling at the moment? Is there anything that's on anyone's minds that they want to get to the bottom of? Is there things that are bugging people? Are we bugging you? All right. I say we, I say me.
We got all the answers.
Yeah.
Round of applause. Yeah.
Round of applause. Yeah. Alexa, show a hand of applause.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
No, of course not. You haven't got arms, that's why. Start again. Alexa, show us a round of applause.
Okay, here's your round of applause. Clap, 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 clap. Hip, hip, hooray.
There you go. That was for you guys, basically. Wait, do you know what? That's quite not intimidating. What's the word? Rude, isn't it? It's quite rude as she does that. It's very, it's a bit sarcastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it sounds a bit like a socialist in a way.
Hang on a minute.
Oh, hang on. I might have said that too early because we've still got a minute till 9.
That's gone. He's out of here.
I apologise to socialists out there.
Oh, socialist. Yeah, but as you said before, Graham, it couldn't be a socialist 1 minute to 9 because they have somebody else do it for them, right?
Yes.
Well, there you go then.
It's 9 o'clock. Right, it's 9 o'clock, people. So maybe we should get back to the horse thing.
Horse, isn't it? I think I discussed the horse. What about the horse? Have I missed something out?
I don't know.
Have I left out something?
Was it a good ride, Ben?
Oh, the horse. Uncomfortable. Are you talking about the horse? What are we talking
I
about?
want to make sure that you had the right protective clothing on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I did, yeah.
Did you have an overcoat?
Yes. Yeah.
And did you fill your boots?
Did I wear boots? No, I think I left my socks on. There's a story.
Oh, God.
I remember. Now, I'm going to forget for a moment that I'm on this live stream. I'm probably going to forget that actually there are potentially people watching this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was about 18 and she was 21 and she was my first official girlfriend, right? She was my first relationship, let's just say. And, right, so I remember saying to my dad, I think we're going to do it, right? And my dad said, do what? And I explained it, but I didn't want my dad to know because I didn't want him to tell me off. I say tell me off, but I didn't want him to know too much, but I tried to be cool about it. But I tried to be also naive to a point where I wanted him to give me a bit of information without me looking as if I hadn't got a clue what I was doing. But I think he knew I hadn't had a clue what I was doing anyway. So if you're watching, Dad, you might have a laugh. So he said to me, well, just do it. Just go for it. Have fun. Whatever. Just do the right thing, wear protection, all that sort of thing. He did the whole birds and the bees from the male to the son perspective, father to son perspective. And so that was that story. But I actually remember asking him. The point is, I remember asking because I was so worried about it because I knew it was coming up. Matt, and Graham, you get to that point when you have your first relationship where you can almost sense it's going to happen. You know what I mean? And I don't know, maybe I'm thinking into this a bit too much. Well, I know I did back then anyway. I mean, maybe others didn't care. Maybe just went into it and done it and whatever. Didn't make a big thing of it. But yeah, she, I did wear protection and protective equipment, PPE. And yeah. But the horse, on the subject, where the horse bounces a lot because it's in the school, in the sandpit, as it's bouncing, it's throwing you up and down. So for a bloke, it's uncomfortable. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not sure about women, but for a bloke, it's uncomfortable. Now, jockeys predominantly probably know how to deal with it. I don't know if they have protection down there, but I didn't. And I was just wearing, I think at the time, jeans. And I found it rather uncomfortable. So I don't think through choice I would do it every day, i.e. walking or riding horses, but maybe it's because my technique was wrong. And obviously she wasn't a trainer. And so maybe if I had the right person showing me, nothing against her, she obviously knew her stuff, but maybe there's a way around how you sit on the horse, how you position your legs. None of that side saddle stuff. I don't understand the point in that. What's that about? I mean, you only side saddle when you're getting off, didn't you? I don't get that. But anyway, yeah. So that's that. Yeah, she was a good ride. The horse as well.
I'm pleased to know that. Very interesting.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what she's doing these days. Actually, yes, I did. I do know what she's doing. I'll tell you what she's doing. Well, I don't know what she's doing actually about life in general, but I nearly won her over. And it wasn't...
oh, God.
Yeah, I was up at Tesco's. This was a few months back, and I stopped, up at Tesco's at Whitfield, for anybody that doesn't, there's a zebra crossing, isn't there, as you come off the roundabout, there's a zebra crossing. You know what I mean, Graham? At Dover?
Yeah.
You know that, Matt? And
yeah,
and I came to the zebra crossing, but I came out of the petrol station and I came up to the zebra crossing rather quickly because at the time I didn't think anyone was there, and this woman happened to be standing on the zebra crossing. So I like most people, I'm sure, that drive, do feel courteous to those that are on zebra crossings or approaching, so I do stop. And so I stopped, but I think this woman at the time, felt I wasn't going to stop because I did come up to the zebra crossing quite quickly. And at the very moment I stopped, I caught eye contact with her. And at that very moment, I realised who she was. And I think at that time she realised who I was. She gave me this really awful look as she crossed the zebra crossing. And I was annoyed. I wasn't annoyed because of the look necessarily. I was more annoyed for the fact that she didn't say thank you. Now, I don't know whether she needed to. I mean, but, you know, most people wouldn't have stopped. Is that fair to say? So I think the facial look that she gave, I think, was unnecessary. Now, I don't know what was going through her head at the time, and I don't need to know. But that look she gave was despicable. Now, we didn't have the best breakup, but it weren't that bad either. I mean, but the moral of the story is, you can't do wrong for right sometimes. You stop at a zebra crossing, you still get a funny look. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway. Stuart Tolson. Nice to see you, Stuart. Stuart's online. He's now watching the stream. Stuart, nice to see you, mate. Are you still, Stuart, are you still doing the whole band scene? Stuart and I used to bump into each other occasionally. We used to watch a lot of gigs. You know, we used to go to pubs and watch a lot of bands play down in Dover. And I'm not sure, Stuart, if you remember Talon. Talon was a band that I used to go and watch up in Sittingbourne. Been a while, they're no longer going actually, but for those that do know about Talon, what a band, fantastic, did a lot of cover songs, did some of their own stuff, and they were on KMFM. I think it was Neptune Radio at the time. They did a lot of songs on there where they're getting played on you know, the local charts. So yeah, I missed that. They were good days. I'm not sure Stuart remembers those. He probably does. Graham, what can you remember from your past? I mean, certain things like that, you know, like, did you have something that had gone before you, you know, something you really enjoyed doing that you can't no longer do for whatever given reason?
No, I haven't even got an answer, mate. My life is pretty simple now as it was back then.
Yeah.
I've always been. It's always
Graham,
been family.
Matt's gone to sleep.
Bless him. I'm glad it weren't me dropping off.
Yeah, he's. I think Matt's done well, hasn't he? I think you've done well, Graham. I think really we've come this far already, and we still got viewers, which is good. I think it's good. What are we going to do though when our cars need to be MOT'd? We've been told about the coronavirus and about how we can extend for a further 6 months. But Matt, have you got a car that's due to be MOT'd? I mean, mine's coming up, I think, in the next month or two. I mean,
I was lucky. Mine was due on the 4th of April, and they've done it on the 31st of March, didn't they? If you go online and check your tax and MOT, mine was already extended to October. Automatically. They do it automatically.
Okay, that's interesting to know. So, that's helpful. So I wondered if you had to apply for something, or maybe you had to. Okay.
They've done it automatically.
That's good. That's good. Great. That's good news, isn't it? So there you go, folks. If you didn't know that already, Matt, thank you very much. You know, your MOT for your car is automatically extended. So keep an eye on the DVLA website, isn't it? I'd imagine. Look on there.
The government website.
Government website, yeah. Look on the government website.
You go through them for the tax and insurance.
Yeah, do that. That's worthy knowing. I didn't even realise that. I knew they were thinking of extending for you, but I didn't know if you had to go through a process, like, you know, had to apply for it. Well, that's good news. Yeah. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? That's a question, isn't it?
Where do I see myself in 5 years?
Yeah. Not on this stream.
Pushing up David, probably.
Pushing up David? Get out of it. You better not be. Yeah, that's quite a scary thought, isn't it? 5 years. It's a long time, isn't it? 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what I'll be doing in 5 years.
So what are you doing now?
Probably. Yeah. I'll still be here. I'll still be here. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. No, probably. So anyway, guys, what about this the dressing up then? I mean, I don't know about the dress. Do you? I mean, I'm not sure. Not sure.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Do it.
I can dress up as Count Dracula.
Yes, you can. I've seen that outfit. That was good. That was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to dress up as then? Willy Wonka?
I haven't. Have I not already then? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Do you know, actually, I said to Michelle before we started this stream, I said, I'm thinking about doing something with my hair because my hair's getting a bit long, and I've never grown my hair like I didn't have grown my beard before, you know. And like Matt, you were seeing me with a beard, Graham, you saw with a beard. It was the first time I actually physically grown a proper beard, if we can call it that. But I've never done the same with my hair. I've always had short hair, even when I was at school. And I said to Shell, I said, oh, I wonder what to do for this stream. I might do a bit crazy. I might do something a bit crazy. I might shave me head. And she said, yeah, go on, I'll dare you. And I was going to go bald. But then I decided against it. I chickened out. But I was so close to just going bald and it just coming on the stream. Yeah. Can you imagine that? Going bald.
Oh,
Yeah, that's funny.
It would be funny. It would be funny. Yeah, cut it all off and start again. But yeah, I thought we'd do something a bit crazy. You know, I don't think I could see myself wearing a dress though. And again, I haven't got a dress to wear. I don't even think Misha must have a dress. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask her later. Maybe she can put one in the comments box or something. Not the dress, just a sign. Yeah. So yeah, we've still got a few people watching, which is great. All of one. That's me.
Oh, you're joking. Come on, guys.
Yeah. I'm going to suggest something now. I'm going to say, right, and Alexa's going to be our referee. Yeah, we're going to see if this will work.
Right.
So, I don't know how it's going to work, actually. Oh, that worked, didn't it? Oh. No, gone. Go Matt. Yeah, go Matt, definitely. Jodie Bishop. Jodie Bishop. No, he's not Jodie Bishop. She's gone. Matt's still watching. Yeah, we've done well, guys. I think we've done well. We've got a few people on. I think we've done good. We have done good. The quality is good as well. It's coming through quite well, isn't it?
Yeah, very good.
I thought.
Yeah, I'm pleased with it.
Did anybody have Go on, Graham.
I've got the closing
Alfie?
music ready.
Okay.
No, can you get me another charger? Oh, shit, the light's gone out.
We brought him to sleep, look.
No, leave that. I want a phone charger. My other phone's going to die. Hold on, guys, I'll be back in a minute. Da-da-da.
There he is.
Hey.
Yeah, that's nice. Look at that.
And
Yeah.
tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be.
Yeah, we needed a smoke machine, didn't we?
Yeah.
Where's the Jake's got it, or you might have it in there. But I want the plug as well.
Yeah.
What have I gone off on here?
Oh no, you should still be there. Your face is dark, though. I think it's the light on your. Oh, it's your screen. Is it dark?
Yeah, I've unplugged the lamp.
Ah. Yeah.
Out of plugs.
I've paid a full subscription to Zoom anyway, so it's only for a month. But for those of you that use Zoom, you can have up to 2 people, and for those 2 people that stream, they can stream for an hour, or is it 40 minutes? And if you have any more than 2 people, you can then stream up to an unlimited amount of time, provided you go up to the next tier of membership. So for 15 quid a month, you can do 3 and more people for any time you like, up to 24 hours of streaming. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to be streaming for 24 hours, but I knew we'd be streaming for more than an hour. So I thought, whilst we were streaming, I didn't think it would be a good idea that we would be streaming for an hour and then all of a sudden it cut out. So I thought, no, I'll get the 14, I think it's $14.99 for the month. It's quite expensive and I might not keep it going, but we'll see how we go. But that's for the stream. So that enables 2 or more people to stream for longer than an hour. But it's good. I mean, the quality is good. Yeah. You pay for what you get. And it's good to talk, isn't it?
Absolutely. Good to have a laugh.
It's good to have a laugh. I agree. It is good to have a laugh. And I'm really impressed with the service. I think it's done really well. I think the fact that you two are both on laptops as well and I'm on a PC, I don't think that really matters. But the fact that we have... Yeah, I think the fact that we've been able to do it is quite significant. There is one guy I wouldn't mind bringing in one day if we can. His name's Ian Stead, and of course, Ian, you know, Graham, you know Ian Stead. I've spoken to you about Ian, and he knows a lot about editing, and he has his own YouTube channel and does a lot of shows. And so a little bit of Ian Stead here for a minute. He does what we call the IKS production, and that's a YouTube channel he has, and it's about history. And he does a lot of shows where he goes off with a group. He films historical artifacts and land, and talks about them, and then he puts them up on YouTube. And he's got a subscription base. He's got quite a huge following actually, but it's his technical work when it comes to things like editing. He's fantastic. And so if I could bring him on board, maybe not so much working with us, but I mean certainly come on the show. We can maybe have a chat with him, and he can talk to us about some of his experiences. But also, you know, even if he wants to, we can maybe put it to him and see if he wants to do some of our technical work for us. You know, it'd be nice and fancy if we can get him doing a bit of editing. But there is some stuff that we done, and as you know, Graham, we did what we called the Stead Glazer show a while back before I got involved in politics. Some of it was a little bit on the edge, so let's just say we didn't put it out publicly. But when I say on the edge, it was okay, but I think there was a line, you know what I mean? And I think sometimes people don't want to hear it, some of it, so we didn't put it out publicly. But, I mean, it's all safe, it's all good, but I think one day it might come back out. We'll wait and see. But he, like I say, he edited that stuff, and he put different captions in, different videos in, and added stuff to it, and it looked like a TV episode. It looked pretty professional. So, you know, if we can get him on board, or maybe I or you, Graham, or even Matt, if you know some little trickery here and there with the camera, we can start playing around with things. It would be good. Obviously, I'm just doing a very basic sort of thing at the minute, but I think it's working nonetheless, which is the most important thing. It's working.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's been good. And like, you know, you can have, I think, up to 12 people in it in Zoom. I think you can have a lot of people on. So we can have a proper group come on one day if we decided to do it. And anybody that's watching is welcome. If you decide you want to get involved and be part of a stream, let us know. Put a message in the comment box. Me, Graham, or Matt will pick it up, and we'll go from there, and we'll arrange it. But yeah, you can never have too many people in anything. Teamwork. Isn't that right? Krista's on.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, Krista. Krista, you're missed. Matt will know Krista too.
Yeah, how is the old girl?
Here you go, Krista. How are you? We're missing you. It's been a little while now since you left. Not that long ago, mind you, but always remembered, never forgotten. You're not dead or anything, obviously. But you get what I'm on about.
You do have a way with words, Mr. Glazer.
Yeah, I do. But I think sometimes it's funny, really. I can't really explain it. I'll start talking and I'll say certain things, and then after I've spoken, I'll then think about what I've said, but it's too late. I've already said it. That's when the saying goes, isn't it? Where you say before you speak. You think you say something before you think, and I do that quite a bit. And sometimes it works to my advantage, and other times it doesn't. But that's just the way it is, isn't it? I used to do that in politics. Do you remember? I used to stand up and talk, and I used to read off in my head what I was going to say. But I used to do things by the head rather than by print, because I wasn't a confident reader. I can read, but I wasn't somebody who could stand there and read off a piece of paper. I wasn't very confident with it. So what I used to do is I used to read it prior to going on live or speaking publicly. I would try and ingest much of it, and then I would speak of it outwardly off the top of my head and hope it works and comes together. And that's what I used to do. And Graham, you probably remember that when we did the forums and stuff like that, and public forums. And I used to absolutely, I'm not going to lie, anybody that does public speaking, it's not easy. And I absolutely struggled with it, because it's something that you either got or you haven't. And I never particularly felt I had it, but I always felt like when I did it, I was kind of like, well, it has to be right, because it's happening. And you know, if it's wrong, then it's too late. You can't go back. It's not like you can edit it and then put it out again later. So yeah, I do miss public speaking, but I do find it difficult. I've never found it easy. So yeah, we've got Kim Jenkins. Sorry, not Kim Johnson. I don't know Kim Johnson. Do I? Yeah, I do, but she's not on. Not on live. Kim Jenkins. Yeah, nice to see you, Kim. So yeah, what about you guys? Do you like talking? I mean, publicly. Is there anything you've done in the past that have had you talk publicly in anything? Graham, you've spoken publicly.
Well, I'm just starting to get to do on my lives, but it's a confidence thing. As I said last time we done our live. Getting there anyway. I mean, doing this is helping me out.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is my philosophy. If it's ever a philosophy, right? I would say that however boring someone can be is enlightening for somebody else. Do you know what I mean? So not everybody, as much as I'm a boring person, that's what I think, right? There is always going to be somebody out there that might enjoy it. Very few, I'm sure. So the point I'm getting at is, Matt's laughing, is be yourself. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story. Just be who you are and who you intend to be. Don't care what people think. But no, Graham, I think on a serious note, you are somebody that people want to hear about. And the same applies to you, Matt. I think it's fair to say that when you're on the screen, people are interested in you as a person. So they are wanting to know what you're up to, whether it's walking the dog or talking about the neighbours. I mean, you haven't done a lot of that, I must admit. You haven't spoken about it. Have you got good neighbours, Graham?
Yeah. I've got excellent neighbours.
Yeah. That's important, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I used to have, well, I have got good neighbours now, actually, for the record. But I used to have, in the past, I had some pretty bad neighbours. Not so much directly, but across the road. But I won't go into that. But yeah. Any dreams? You got any dreams? Anybody on that are watching have got any dreams that they think they might not be able to get to, that they want, that they might be able to get to if they work harder? Is that the word for it? Is there anything you want to do, Matt? Is there anything that you really want to do?
Anything I really want to do?
Yeah. That doesn't include hiding me somewhere.
I would like to get back into my football. But it's hard because we do shift work.
Yeah, true.
You know?
But I do like, actually, speaking of that, Matt, I do like your idea. We was discussing, weren't we, at work once, about how we could maybe set up a football group or football involvement where, like, maybe we could do it for the youngsters, you know what I mean? Which I think would be good. It'd be something for them to do. Didn't you say that? I can't remember now. Was it? Yeah. I think
we was on about starting a youth club up, weren't we?
That's right. Yeah, youth club. Yeah, and I kind of think that would be something I think people would take on board. I think people would be able to do it, even if it gives the children's parents a 5-minute break. You know what I mean? Like we could, have people help us organise it and take part.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how I started my football. I went to, it's not there anymore. It's gone. It's all been squashed.
Yeah.
That's where I started. They had like a little clubhouse. You had the football pitch out the back. You had a concrete 5-a-side pitch.
Yeah.
And you'd open it in the evenings, and you could go down there in the evenings, and I think it was like 20p to get in, and on a Friday they'd have a disco, and you know what I mean, and they had pool tables, and it was absolutely loads and loads of kids, and certain nights you'd have coaching football out, people coaching football out on the pitch, and it's things like that. That's why all the kids are like they are now, because all they do is sit in front of a bloody computer screen or a TV playing Xbox or PS4.
Yeah.
They don't get outside. They got no exercise. There's nothing. And when I was a kid, I was never indoors. I was always out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have to be honest with you, even when I was young, I remember we used to play in the street. You know what I mean? We used to have like push bikes. We used to be up and down the street, upsetting the neighbours, riding too close to their cars. I remember those days. I remember scratching a car once. And the woman, it could only happen to me. I remember I was cycling down. I wasn't paying attention. I was cycling down the road, in the middle of the road. And I veered into a car and went right down it with this handlebar. And the woman happened to be, the engine was running. I remember the woman's door was open of the car, and she had got out and she'd gone up to a doorstep, and she was obviously doing something, I don't know. And she turned around at the very moment I went down it. Oh my God, I nearly died. She went crazy at me, and with good understanding. She said that she'd only recently had it out being resprayed. I felt so bad, and I was petrified that my mum and dad would find out. I'm not even sure if they ever did. I don't think they did. I think she said she was going to find my mum and dad, or have a word with my mum and dad, but she didn't. She just drove off. So I think I got away with that. So if you're watching, don't come after me. It was a nice car as well. I think it was a Ford Mondeo, but they were nice back then. I think it was a Ford Mondeo gear back in the day. But yeah, so that's it. Yeah, I mean, we did. The moral story is that we went out and we made our own entertainment. You know, we either took a ball up the park with the lads, or I don't know.
There's just nothing for the kids to do. Not only that, you've had all the goody two shoes in Parliament and all the.
Yeah.
You can't do this. You can't do that. I mean, I remember getting at school, getting the board rubber thrown at me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or they'd walk behind you and you'd be chatting away, and all of a sudden you get a ruler across the back of your hand.
Yeah.
There's just no discipline. There's no respect.
No.
For anybody in authority.
Yeah.
They know damn well because all the goody two shoes, you can't touch them. Give them a clap round the ear roll. And that's the way it is. And that's why there's so many little toe rags out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to see you, Gemma. Gemma Wallace Curtis is on. Absolutely, Matt. I would agree with you. And I remember it was in, no, it's not information technology because that's with computers, wasn't it? It was in woodwork, actually. I remember this. And for those of you that were in my class at the time that this happened, I'm not even sure. I can't remember now going back. And some of you might be watching or not. I remember being told to stand on the table. And bearing in mind, these tables back then were huge, great lumps of wood, you know, woodwork. And I remember standing on the table and I was asked to put 2 hammers on either hand, or in either hand, and put them outwards, just like that, and stand there as long as I was told to stand there with them, like that. And I'll tell you something, after about 5 minutes, your arms were killing you. And you tell you what, you didn't do it again, because I'll tell you what, when I got a chance to sit back down, I don't even think my parents knew about this. I think I was too embarrassed to tell them again in case I got told off when I got home. But yeah, I must admit, I didn't upset that teacher again. I thought he was joking. So, okay, it wasn't quite a chalkboard at your head or at the back here or whatever. But it was in line with, it was, I mean, you couldn't do that now, could you? That wouldn't happen now, would it? I think it should. I think it should. And I'll tell you something, I guarantee you, I would say if you asked any parent today, any parent that's watching today, that if they've got children at school, that they probably wouldn't mind if a teacher, I don't know, maybe you get 1 or 2, but if a teacher was to do that, you know, not so much throw something at your head, but maybe hold them up with the, you know, if my son was being naughty at school and then he was told to stand up on a table and hold up 2 hammers, oh, go for it. You know, yeah, he ain't going to do it again. I mean, I don't think I'd do it at home, so I'm not sure why I'd say I'd be okay to let him do it at school. But I just think there needs to be some discipline. And I think you're right, Matt. I think today, what people get away with now, youngsters get away with now, is far sight more than what they did when we were at school. More so when you were at school, I think. I mean, there's not many years between us. Yeah. I was waiting for that. Do you know what? You know what I said, think before you speak? I knew I was going to say it, but I couldn't help myself. No. Yeah, I'd say things were probably similar to when we were at school, because I think we're not that far away from each other, are we, in age?
I don't know, how old are you?
35. Yeah, see, we're close. We're close.
Yeah, you're close.
Yeah, we're close.
16 months.
Yeah, it's only 16 months difference. Graham's older than 2 years. I was only getting him to look up. I thought he'd gone to sleep. Just testing you, Graham. Yeah, he's still there.
I'm still here.
He's still here. You had enough, have you? Ryan Smith, he's on. Ryan Smith. Good to see you, mate. Glenn's come back. Good man. Up the Chelsea. That never sounded good. Yeah, we've got 3 people. Gemma, she's come on as well. Gemma Wallace Curtis. Nice to see you. I hope your other half's okay. I went to school with her other half and Gemma, of course. Going back a little bit. Appreciate it. You coming on. Yeah. Either we're really interesting or you lot have got nothing to say. I'm talking about those that are on the stream watching. Hey up, lads. Looking ravishing tonight, Ryan says. We ain't wrong there, is he, Matt? Nice to see you, Ryan. Don't think you're getting away with this, mate. You're coming in one day. Sorry. It's happening. You know, you got a PC. You can do it.
Yeah, we can have Conehead on here.
Yeah. Conehead. Do you know what? Actually, I wasn't going to admit this because I didn't want to catch that nickname on either. But I had to work at Access the other week, and I had to wear a cone head. So there you go. So I know where you're coming from. It's
but it looks like a proper cone.
Yeah, well, I don't know if Ryan's got a bigger head than me, and I don't mean that in a negative, derogative way, but he's got more in there. Do you know what I mean? In your mate, Ryan, if you're listening. You've got more going on in there, so he needs a bigger head. And a good thing. He's got a lot of good things going on. Anyway, my point I'm making is this. When he wore the hat, it fit better. My head is quite small, and you'll know, Matt, from being close up to me at times, it's quite a pinnish-like head, isn't it? Very smallish-like head, pea head. So the point is, when I put that hat on, it don't sit properly. I bet with Ryan, it sat perfectly. Those hats were made.
Sat on top of his head.
Say again.
It sat on top of his head.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, Ryan, if you want to come back on that, you can. That hat was made for you, mate. All right. Graham, do you have to wear a hat in your job?
No.
Well, I suppose you don't have to wear a hat around me, so I suppose that's the point here, isn't it? You know, mental health and all that. Yeah, if you haven't got to wear a hat around me, I'm sure you're fine with a client. All cone heads are okay in my mind. My massive mind. Yeah. So he's right. A large head needs protecting, doesn't it? If you've got a lot going on in there, you've got to protect it. I get it. Lloyd Justin now. That's good. Lloyd Justin. Does anybody remember Justin at work who used to work with us? Matt, I don't know if you remember. You might have remembered him.
No.
He used to work with us. One of the guys at Passenger. He was a lad. Everyone loved him like they love you, Matt. And he was a gent. He was great. He's no longer with the company anymore. He's now watching. So for everybody's sake, hello, Lloyd. Lloyd Justin. Is that his name? I always knew it was Justin. That's good. So you learn so much, don't you, about people just by doing a live stream.
We're back up to 7. Get in there.
Yeah, we are back up to 7. It's doing well. And you know what? My phone's going to die. I can believe that. That was charged. Right, don't buy...
What I'm struggling with.
Yeah, don't buy a Huawei phone, because if you buy a Huawei phone, you do a 3-hour session of an online stream and it'll die. All right, just so there you go. I'm putting it to the test. It's not going to cope. Don't buy Huawei. And certainly don't get 5G. Is that even going ahead? Don't think it is it? I think it's not. No, don't think it is. Lloyd, Justin, how are you doing, mate? How have you been? What are you doing? How are you coping? I hope you're well. And yeah, I hope things are doing well for you, mate. I know you went through a tough time. We all do. I hope you're good. Matt.
Yo.
What was I going to say? There was something I was going to ask you, and it's completely flipped. It's gone from my mind now. Graham knows what I'm going to say. What was it we were going to say? We were going to ask Matt something, weren't we, Graham? What was it?
I can't remember.
No, yes, you can. You said, what was it? Was anybody got anything to ask Matt? I mean, he's our guest. We're really privileged to have him, actually. Why would you come on and do a stream with us? No, I'm joking.
Because I enjoyed you guys the other night watching you.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thanks for that, mate. I have to be honest. I mean, there's so much people could be doing. I mean, it says a lot about our lives, really, doesn't it, Graham? I'm only joking. No, our lives are great. I mean, you've got to go out and speak to people. I think this is the only way to do it, isn't it? You can't go out and talk to someone out there because there's a lot going on. You've got the lockdown. It's good to see people. Ben Birch says, "Woo, Matty." Ryan Smith says, Matt's face is making me feel queasy, so I'm going to have to rip off. Nice seeing you again, you lot. I have to rip off. Oh, nip off. There you go. He's going to have to nip off. Matt, you're making him queasy. Why is that?
Good.
Right. It's beautiful. What's up there? Ryan, have you ever had kumquat?
Oh, God's sake.
Has he? Do you reckon he has?
What
do you reckon, Graham? Do you reckon he's had kumquat before? Yes or no?
Who?
Ryan Smith. You
No,
don't
he
even know
hasn't.
who he is, do you?
I don't reckon he has.
You don't reckon he has?
No.
No, I don't reckon he has either. Before you go, Ryan, can you let us know, have you ever had any kumquat before? Just yes or no, do. Yeah, well, thanks for coming over, mate, and it's been good. Ryan keeps saying about playing online, a bit of gaming, online gaming, but I keep letting him down. I need to do something with him. I will do that with you, mate, soon. Anybody got any jobs to do in the house I haven't done yet? Obviously, Matt, you can't say anything because you might have ears, so you might set yourself up for something here. I mean, I'm okay where I am at the minute. No one's around me, so I can get away with it. What about you, Graham? Oh, you on your own? Oh, okay.
No,
Well, judging by the
my
back,
connection isn't very good.
say again, Graham.
My connection keeps going strange.
Yeah, it's competing with me, isn't it? I've noticed that. No, you're all right, Graham. It's working okay. Ben Birch says he misses us guys at work. Yeah, same here, Ben. Obviously, you're on a different department now, mainly, aren't you? So I don't see you as much as I did. But yeah, miss you guys. Miss you too. I'm not sure. It's past 9 o'clock, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Ben.
Right.
10.
Graham, can you see the comments? Because I don't feel I can read this one out.
Hang on, I have to get the live feed up on me Huawei phone.
Yeah, I'll let you read this one, shall I?
Oh, it's gone.
Which one?
The last one. That's good, Ryan. I think we'll just leave it there.
Come on.
No, I haven't got. That's what I've got. I haven't got anything from Ryan.
Well, that's a good thing. I'm not
Ben,
sure
I've
I can
lost
read it out. I don't believe him though. I don't think he's being truthful about it.
What's that?
What he loves.
What he loves?
Yeah. I'm not sure if I could read it. Shall I read it? It is past 9, isn't it?
It's 25
Oh yeah,
to
I've
10.
got it now.
Yeah. Go on then. Read it out then, Graham.
Love a bit of cum.
Unbelievable. Wow. I couldn't read it out. I couldn't do it. We've gone down to one viewer now.
Say that word.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
Whoever thought a piece of fruit would be so offensive?
Ah, that's where we're going on it, isn't it? It was kumquat, wasn't it? No, Ryan, I'm talking about a fruit here, mate. It's called kumquat. It's an orange, isn't it, Graham? Matt?
I haven't got
Never
a clue.
I think it's a form of
Can't
orange.
say I've ever tried the fruit.
No, I think it's a form of fruit. Yeah, form of orange. Yeah. So, how many of us are going to have a party then when all this is over, this lockdown? I mean, I'm sure we've got a plan or two, haven't we?
Yeah, we're coming to your house for a party.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Barbecue in the garden, yeah? Let's do it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, get a few tins together.
Get
Get a
through
warm
the
up.
fence.
I'm up for that. Should we do that?
Yeah.
We'll work it. We'll work it. That's if people don't mind coming to Dover, though. I mean, you know what we all said about earlier. Yeah. We have officially no viewers, but I think we've done well, guys. I think we've really covered base, haven't we? We've touched base on a lot of things.
We have.
We
Yeah.
have.
Been good.
It has been good, and it's been thoroughly
Shall we
enjoyable.
call it an evening?
Well, it is
As it's
10 o'clock. I mean,
20 to 10.
we've got another follower, by the way, another viewer. Yeah, well, I don't mind. I mean, if there's any information left out, then I think now's the time to bring it out. I mean, you know, it's important not to miss anything. So if there's anything you've got to say, Graham, do you want to top it all off with anything? Is there anything that you've got that's on your mind that you want to express? Is there anything in the world?
No, I really honestly do not have anything.
Nothing at all?
No, nothing.
Can I put something to you? You like animals, right? You know dogs?
Yes.
Well, if you buy a dog in France and you bought a dog in England, do you think they would understand each other? I mean...
Oh, Ben.
I don't know. Do you think they have different languages? Dog language? They're all the same, innit? I suppose. Graham don't even want to answer that. He ain't even got it. He ain't got the energy. He can't take it. Can you, Graham? No, actually, I had this conversation with someone before, and I'm not sure where we came to with it. I think we just concluded the fact that because the dog came from a different region, that yes, it would have a different type of communication, so therefore it wouldn't understand it from another, another dog from another. But I don't know. I think they all speak the same language, don't they? Matt, are you all right there, mate? You look like you're falling asleep.
I think it's basically action.
No, I lost my live feed.
Down to the actions of the animal.
You what, Graham?
It's down to the actions and the owner of the animal. They get used to different sounds, vibrations.
Right.
I'm not.
So it really
dog whisperer, so I can't exactly.
Right.
No, I don't think they have a separate language. I think it's just they just get used to the different tones in that they hear.
Frequencies, yeah, different frequencies.
Yeah.
Jared Rogers is on. He's watching. Thanks, Jared. Nice to see you, mate. For those that you don't know, for those that don't know, we've been doing a stream. We're doing a stream about life, really, just general things, having a chat, having a catch up. Lockdown, can't do much that we would normally do. So this is one way of communicating, answering questions, and coming to conclusions upon random information. So, for example, when we talked about dogs just now, and I think you just joined at that time, I asked the question, and mad as it was, but do dogs have different languages from different areas? No, I don't think Graham's right. I think he's right. I think dogs have the ability to understand via frequency. And I think that makes sense, Graham, because I can say something to my dog and it completely ignore me. But if I say it a certain way, it'll understand me. I don't even think it understands me at all. I think it understands frequencies or certain words. I suppose they're like children, aren't they? Like children will always respond to sweets. But if you say to a child, tidy your room, you're not going to get much out of it. You know what I mean? It's like selective hearing. And I think dogs are no different. I think they have selective hearing as well. They know dinner time, don't they? They know walkies. But yeah, I think there's a line, isn't there? What do you think? What do you think, Jared? Vicky says, are you guys still going? Yes, we are. Well,
yes, we are, Vicky. Yes, we are.
I think the point here, Vicky, is they're still awake. Is the main point here. They are still going, yeah. So there's something that can be taken from this. It's either I'm not that boring or I'm tolerable. I'm not going to say fun because that would be an overstatement. So I'm going to go with tolerable. Can I go with that? Is that fair? Graham, look, you got migraine? Oh.
No, yeah. Well, I suppose we just tolerate you, I suppose.
Well, yeah, thank you, mate. Yeah, Vicky says, crikey. Well, look, Vicky, it's been great that you've taken the opportunity to spend your time and evening chilling with us. can't think why, but I'm pleased that you have. No, actually, I think you can learn a lot from these two. Just very little from me. But this is why I'm here, because obviously I want to learn things, and sometimes TV don't do it for you, does it? Coronavirus gets a bit much, doesn't it? But yeah. Anyway, so no, I will give it to Matt. I don't think Matt smoked that much, considering he's been locked away in this room with me for the past 3 hours. I think credit to him that he's only smoked, what, 3 cigarettes? I'm not counting, by the way. I mean, I'm puffing away. But no, I credit to you, mate. I think I would have gone for a pouch by now. No, you're doing well. Jack Kinnan is with us. 4 of us watching. Who are the other people? There's a few of us. Ben Birch is still there, I think. Yeah, well, that's good news. Vicky says her 3 kids are still sleeping. That's great news. In fact, so am I. That's weird. You guys haven't heard my kids at all, have you? Neither have I.
No.
That's good. No, they're all asleep. That's amazing. I know why. Because I said to them that they had a bouncy... Hey?
You've tied them up?
No. I bribed them. I said that if they were good and they went to sleep, that they would have a trampoline come be delivered. So that could be part of that could be part of the solution to their quietness. But I can't do that every night, though. You can't do that every night, can you? You can't promise them something every night.
No, you can't.
So you can only take advantage of these opportunities when they come about, I suppose. So yeah. For those of you that don't know, my family chipped in and they got the kids a trampoline. My grandmother and my dad come about organising and getting it delivered. So that was really kind of them. And so I think because of the lockdown, I don't think it's coming immediately. I think it's going to take a couple of months. I think it's May, actually April, May. So it's going to be next month. I think it gets delivered. But even still, it'll get rid of that burn. It'll burn that energy for them, won't it? And I think that's the most important thing with kids: burning the energy, so they can see.
So you've got them together.
Yeah, I have, and I'm not looking forward to that. It's one of those huge ones. It's one of those ones that's got the meshing all the way around it, and I can't tell you how I'm not looking forward to it.
Forever.
I bet it does. Vicky says mine are 9 and 12 and 14. Homeschooling started in the morning, so early nights. Yeah, Otter school starts 9:30 a.m. That's a good idea for those of you that got children. You've got homeschooling. I mean, if you can afford to do it, and I don't know how much it is actually. I've never even looked into it, but that's great. I have actually, Matt. I don't know if you thought this, and Graham, you've got kids as well. But I mean, has everybody thought that as much as it's nice to see your kids at home and having that time off, that you are slightly concerned that they're not spending that much time at school? I mean, presumably when they go back, they're going to have what? Easter holidays. Well, they've had the Easter, and they're going to have summer holidays. They've had enough time off already, haven't they? I mean, are they going to suffer? You've got to ask yourself. There's a lot of valuable time that they're missing. And I worry about that. Maybe we should have a bit more time for them in school. So do you think
my main concern is for the children that are in either the last year before their GCSEs and also the last year of primary, like Bethany.
Yeah.
Is in year 6, and I don't think it's good for those 2 age groups, because I think the teaching can make up this gap throughout the other school years, but not the last one at primary and the last one at secondary.
Yeah. My youngest is going to secondary September, so this is in year 6. Yeah,
it is worrying.
It is worrying. But even those that are in, say, year 6, is it year 6 to year 7 where... No, not year 6, 7, so what we're talking about. 11, isn't it? Year 11, when they're looking at going either to university or when they're doing their, let's say, exams. As many of them at this point in time, do we know? As many of them actually done their exams yet? Or were they due to do their exams?
They're due to do their exams, aren't they? But they don't know what they're doing. Right.
So, that's worrying. So, presumably when they go back, as and when they go back, they're going to be doing their exams. Unless they... keep them on for another year? Surely they won't do that.
No, I think we'll probably know more within about 3 weeks. I think it's probably part of the government's plan, I suppose, to do with reopening schools. Because I heard that there's a possibility of reopening the schools, but I don't know if it's for all students. I think it might just be secondary school for the GCSE.
Well, yeah, just picking up on that, Graham, I think you could be right there. But when Vicky's just come back, she says, hang on a minute. She says they go to school. They go to school, but schools are closed until September. Most schools have sent links out to the kids to follow. So presumably to the parents, to the kids to follow. So obviously updates and so on and so forth. So she says, I mean, there's a possibility that they won't be open until September, which is quite a way, isn't it?
That's when the new school year starts.
Which is when the new school year starts. So yeah, so
well, I'm hoping that's not true.
Well, yeah, me too. Because well, like you say, for those that are in their last terms, if they haven't even done their courses yet, then what happens? Do they leave without GCSEs? That can't be right, surely. They must do their courses.
Their grades are probably going to be made up from the time that they spent within that school year, and the assignments that they may have placed in.
What, based on their over the year annual performance? Do you think?
Yeah. Probably. They'll have to work something out.
God, well, I'm gutted. I wish that was me then, because back in the day I had to do a test. That was a worry. I'd have been better off doing it over the year, I think. Anyway. Yeah, so anyway, I do say that I think a lot of people are looking good at the moment. I think the fact that the coronavirus has kicked in and people are stuck indoors, people have had more time for themselves, I think it's fair to say, haven't they? They've looked after themselves, they've had time to catch up on things. You two included, you know, you're looking well. And I hope people that are watching are well, considering the circumstances. Hopefully nobody's suffering with any relatives that are also infected with the coronavirus. It seems that a lot of people are being infected by it, but thankfully, and it's fair to say, I've not had anybody in particular in my circle that's had it. A couple of people that I've known have been tested for it and they've become negative or come back negative, but they've been around people that have had it. So that's good news. So as many as the figures are going up, or as much as the figures are going up, it's nice to say that the people that we know directly, or at least I know, I can say, haven't been infected. Does that apply to you two? I mean, what about you guys? Anybody that's watching the stream? I mean, what do you think? I mean, has that been the case for you guys as well?
I've known three people that I know that have been tested positive, but they're okay.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's good. I mean, there's been a lot.
Fortunately for me, I don't know of anyone, family-wise. So that's positive for my family and friends. I don't know anyone of friends, even work colleagues. We seem to be out of the woods on that one at the moment.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Vicky's come back again, talking about the schooling. She says key children or vulnerable are going back this week, for everybody's information. Now, I'm assuming that's Dover. I mean, I don't know if it's across the board.
Yeah, but the only thing is the schools are basically just the primary schools, and then even secondary with the students of key workers, NHS, etc.
Yeah.
Lorry drivers and so on. It's basically a babysitting service. They're not getting proper education, mate. They're not actually having proper lessons.
Right.
And this is what my concern is. It's okay for students, you know, before the last years.
Right.
But it's not okay for the students in year 6 and, you know, year 11 or 12 or 13, depending on the A levels, etc. It's not okay for them students.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So that's interesting. Yeah. She also says that the GCSEs are going to be on coursework and predictive grades. So that's what you said, Matt, wasn't it?
No, Graham said that, mate.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I hope it punches high for these people, because otherwise you could contest it, couldn't you? Or could you? I mean, don't know. Would they have it in them to do it? Youngsters, aren't they? Probably. Don't know. But yeah, it's been great. And Graham, bear with me a minute. You've just said something to me. This is very, very important. He says, right, yeah, he says, what have you said? That's interesting. He says, what about that dress you've got? I ain't got a dress, Graham. Definitely not.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's been good, isn't it, guys? It's been good. And we've had Alexa, she's helped us out here and there. She's given us some information, facts mainly. And, you know, we've had a laugh. It's been good. And we'll come back, won't we, mate? We'll come back, guys. And we'll give people something to watch. If EastEnders or Emmerdale ain't doing it for you, and Dak, they're not even doing anything, are they? At the moment, they're off. Soaps are off. Everything's...
Thank God.
Yeah, I can't say I'm missing that. But then, Graham, you're impartial to a bit of soap, aren't you? I'm not talking about the cleaning type. The TV type.
Yes, I'm a bit sad. I like my Emmerdale, and Hollyoaks.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
That's not soap.
Yeah, I mean, I used to like EastEnders because of. Now, do you know, on the last stream I said Michelle Williams, but it wasn't Michelle Williams. I was on about Michelle Keegan. For those of you that are watching that stream, I was on about Michelle Keegan. So on Emmerdale, no, it wasn't Emmerdale. It was EastEnders. I was watching it when she was in it, but then she got killed off, and it never became the same again. For those of you that watch it, might know what I mean. Anyway, so it's been great. Anyway, I've really enjoyed myself, guys. It's been really good. Thanks again. We'll have to do this again. And of course, if anybody wants to comment in the comment box and put some ideas forward, if you want to see Graham stand on his head, or if you want to see me wearing a dress, or even Matt showing off some dances. I mean, I don't know. Each your very own. I mean, obviously, we've all got to comply with these things. But I think it's a good way to engage, isn't it? We need that public engagement. I think it's good. Yeah. And it will give us a bit more of a reason to go forward. And obviously, we want to make it interesting for everybody. We don't want to be boring. And I think we've done well, actually, guys, haven't we? We haven't spoken about politics tonight. I think it's been clean. I think it's been generalised, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've done well. And, there's been no fights. Didn't think there would be. UFC. I'm glad that's still going on. But then again, you know, it's what you enjoy, isn't it? You go by what you enjoy. I've watched everything that I can possibly watch. I'm bored. I want to go back to work, and I'm missing people that are close to me. And I'm sure we all feel that way in certain areas of our life. We need normality back, and this isn't normal. Mm-hmm. Listening to me for 3 hours is not normal.
It's 4 hours.
3 hours. It'd be 4 hours come 10:10.
4 hours. Wow.
Yes, Ben.
Yeah. Well, I'm privileged. You guys didn't have anything booked in the diary. That's for sure. Because I mean, I was only going to take a bath, but this is more appealing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. And we'll have to do it again, guys. And obviously, if you guys want us to that are watching want us to do it again, we will. I suppose we could wrap it up, couldn't we? Unless there's anything we're missing. I mean, is there anything, Matt, you want to declare? Is there anything, Graham? Have you got anything you want to declare?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
We will be back. We will be back.
Yes.
Sorry to say.
Definitely.
But it's been good. But no, it's been a pleasure, guys. And we will, be back soon?
Definitely.
Yeah? What do you reckon?
Did you want the closing theme tune or not?
Well, if you're insistent that we go, and I think it's important that we do consider it, because obviously there are people that have got lives to go to. And we said this in the last stream as well, didn't we? You know, food, sleep, all that sort of stuff, all the normal stuff. So if anybody wants to get off, this is their opportunity to do so. We could do, Graham, if you want to give us the drum roll. Is there a drum roll?
Yes. All right.
Yes, all right, he says. Yeah, there you go. Matt's got a drum roll. Yeah, it's been good.
Yes.
So for those of you that are watching, please please listen to the end, to the credits, because this is very important. The quietest we've been all night, isn't it? I can't hear anything.
No, not can I.
No, microphone knackered.
Oh, brilliant.
God save the Queen. Wonderful.
It's the whole lot. I won't put the whole lot on.
Well, no, maybe not. But no, I think that's just topped it off, isn't it? I think it's good. No, everybody, thanks for watching. From Matt Turvey and Graham Lane and myself, we've enjoyed it, and we guys.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I'm sure we'll be back. Yeah. If you've got anything, guys, if you've got anything that you want us to do or talk about, or I don't know, you know what you need to know, just throw it our way, and then we'll discuss it. Why not? This is for you guys. It's not for us. It's for you. So this is the most important thing. And just remember that otherwise it will be boring if you are not anticipating involvement. So you've got to do that. You've got to do that. Remember that. But yeah, it's been good, and we'll be with you again soon. So thank you very much, guys. Enjoy yourselves and have a good night.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you too, mate.
Yeah, cheers, Graham. Cheers, Benjamin.
See you later. Bye, mate.